Alright, welcome everyone to tonight's game of Dungeons and Dragons. It is the new year, it is 2024. Um, this marks kind of the eighth year, no, sorry, the sixth year that we have been, no wait, it is the eighth year. It is the eighth year we've been playing D&D Online. Um, I am the only one from the original crew, but some of you are, you know, you've been there for at least a few months, maybe, or a month, 1 month at least. Some of you have only been there for a week, but thank you for joining us for the New Year's first game, right? So it's January 1st of 2024, right? We've been playing since 2016, so online at least. Right, but thank you for joining. We are gonna have a small group today. It's just gonna be three returning players and one new player. So welcome
Got
back,
Ben
Beaks,
coming.
Kaden, and Jadira, and then welcome Phoenix.
Ben's coming as well.
Oh, Van is coming back. Okay, very good. All right,
Yeah, he's
let's
he's
see.
turning his computer on, so
We're going to start with the usual game preparation. So for those who are new, I'll introduce you to the group, teach you how to play, get you ready to play. But game preparation is the first part of our game. It's just pretty much preparing everyone to play the game. That's it. Um, After we are done preparing everyone to play the game, we'll take a small break, and then after the break, we'll actually start playing the game. We'll play the game for hopefully a couple hours, and then we'll end it with post game, which is the end of the game, where we wrap it up. We can get our treasures, we can chat for a little bit, discuss the outcome of the game, and of course then say goodbye and until and schedule or talk about when we'll play again. So that is how the game will go. Just to give you an idea, it's very simple. We're a very simple group of old school D&Ders, right? So we play. For those who are new, we're going to be playing D&D BX, original D&D, the 1981st revision of White Box by Mulvey and Cook. So of Gary Gygax and Dave Onson's original D&D, right? So White Box. Um, if you're not very familiar with old style D&D, I know that uh, from what I've been told, Phoenix, you're not new to D&D completely, but you're familiar with modern D&D, right? So
Correct.
although they're both D&D, they're actually very different games. Unfortunately, it has changed a lot over the years, so what you might already know might confuse you in this version. So a lot of
All I
things
know,
you've already learned. Yes.
all I know is that paladins are a subclass, unless that's in second edition, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. First edition AD&D has paladins for fighters, but we're playing original D&D. Very simple. Where anyone who chooses to fight is a fighting man, a fighter. That's it. Um, but here is a good picture to represent. If you go into the tavern, this picture here is a good way to show the difference between the styles of the D&D, right? We'll have a picture of modern D&D, a very famous group. It's a critical role. And then we'll have the old style D&D, a group of hardened and grilled men ready to go and campaign for their fame and fortune. But you can see the difference, right? Very different styles. It's a good way to kind of explain the difference between the old style and the new or modern version of D&D. In the old days, no one's a hero, everyone dies. But it's fun. In modern days, everyone lives, everyone's a hero, and everyone, uh, has fun, right? Still, it's just a different style of play. Uh, all right, but we're going to play old school D&D. The goal is, of course, to have fun, tell a story, and share an experience worth remembering, right? For the players, you take on the role of adventurers. Their goal is different. So you're going to be playing the role of an adventurer, and in the world of D&D, they have a different goal than the players. They're not here to have fun exactly. They're here to get rich and famous, and here to live to tell the tale. To win D&D in the old days meant you must survive and get rich and famous. To lose, the only way to lose is to die, right? Or to not make profits, right? To lose money. So, truly though, the only dead end in the old days is death. But death is a very good way to learn, and it was around every corner. Players, characters died quite often. You could roll up a character in 5 minutes, right? You could be high level, but if you weren't a high level player, you would die, right? Every experience point that you earn has a story behind it. Every point was earned from trading a piece of silver, pretty much. So all that money is pretty much blood money, right? You have to kill for it. You have to hunt for it. You have to earn it, right? So let's see. That is pretty much the point of the game. But let me describe to you what the game is like. So in this game, you're going to set out as a adventurer campaigning for fame and fortune in a dangerous medieval land full of magical monsters, or in other words, dungeons guarded by dragons, hence the name, right? In the old days, D&D was actually about dungeons and dragons. Um, dungeons being the most, and dragons being the most lucrative ways to acquire fortune. They had the greatest risk for the greatest rewards in the game. You could try anything you like still, whether that be going on campaign against other armies, taking on mercenary work, going on a great quest. There's many ways to acquire fortune, but the best way in the old days was, of course, the dungeon and dragons. Um, let's see. That's pretty much all there is to it. You're going to be banding up with a party, other men that you. The idea is that these players, you're going to be spending time with these players to have fun, right? In the game world, your characters are like old friends. They promise each other that they will help each other to acquire their fortune. They have a mutual goal, which is to get rich and famous, gold and glory. So that is what brings you together. So other than this, now you know kind of what it's all about. I'll tell you how to play. In the old days, D&D is very simple to play. If you're a player, you only need to know three things pretty much. The Dungeon Master will describe to you the world of Dungeons and Dragons and what your character experiences provide opportunity that you might take on to acquire your fortune. You as a player would then maybe discuss with your fellow party members and then decide on the course of action. Describe what you want to try to do to acquire your fortune, right? To find treasures, to hunt monsters and such. And then the Dungeon Master will then, the last step is to describe what happens, the result of your action. Sometimes it's determined with the roll of some dice. That's all there is to playing old school D&D. Three simple steps to play the game. Now before you can play, there's one more thing. So now you know what D&D is about, you know how to play it, but before you can play, you need a character. That's our game preparation. Before you can play, you need to know who you are in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. And so we're gonna generate a character the usual way. In the old days, characters were generated randomly. You did not really get to pick who you were 100%. You still had some options, but a lot of things were earned. So, and we'll begin with your ability scores. Ability scores are a reflection of your character's capabilities as an adventurer, your talents and flaws. Okay, so the first one we determine is your strength. So at this point, the reason why I ask you to have, if you have not already grabbed your pencil and paper, go ahead and grab it. You'll need to take note of your character's ability scores. So the first one is strength. You should mark on your sheet STR, tag, and then the number we score for you. If anyone else needs a new character, this is the time to get one, right? I think we're going to be starting from the village of Gavelon, right? So let's see. Caden, is Peter in Gavelon or and you are you playing today?
He's in the starting town. I think that's Gevlon, right?
Right. So if Peter is in Gavelon, is not he is he in Conrelli or Gavelon? There's two different bases now.
The last place I went was the Sunken Tomb. So
Okay, then you're in Gavelon. I'll mark it down just so we
yeah,
don't forget.
yep.
Alright, so you're good. You're cleared. We're going to start from Gavelon this week.
All
Seems to
right.
have pre-existing characters. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm gonna learn from our mistakes. We're gonna make it to the Sunken Tomb this time without starving to death. So, well, we got this.
Or
Very
how
well.
about we do something else instead of going to that death trap?
I guess we can, but dude, the loot potential is massive over
The
there,
loot
right?
potential is there, but we have barely gotten any loot in
Yes.
Yeah,
any of
but
the past
we
games
just
currently.
discovered the entrance of Dungeon 2 is at the
We had to
beginning
breach it.
of entrance of Dungeon 1, dude. It's
Yeah,
so
and I died.
okay. This time we'll not profit. We'll just run
Alright.
straight
Oh
through.
my gosh.
So
If you want, we can do other things.
Biggs will make a new character. Caden already has one, right? And then Zoni, are you going to play as Vornon for this one or do you want a new character too?
I'll play as Vernon.
Okay, Vornon is stationed in Gavelon, right?
Yes.
Very good. Okay. Jadira, you're going to play as Natia. She made it out alive, right?
Yeah.
Very good. And Phoenix will need a new character. Ven, Is Lucian in Conrally or is he in Gavilan? Do you remember?
No, he's dead.
Oh, he's
After
dead.
everyone.
Alright.
Yeah.
That is too bad. Rest in peace, Lucian. You'll need a new character then, Ben. Let's see.
Yeah.
Alright. We're gonna create a new character for Bix, for Ven, for Phoenix. That is it. Yes. Uh, let's see. We're gonna start with Bix. So Bix, here's your new character strength score. It has a 10. Your intelligence. Oh no, my dice fell. Okay, here we go. 3 and 1 here. 10. Your wisdom is 13. Your dexterity is 8. Your constitution is 17. Your charisma is 15. Alright. For those who are not familiar, in the old days, a score of 3 to 8 is low, 9 to 12 is normal, 13 to 18 is high. Alright, next we're going to create a character for Jadira. No, sorry, not Jadira. Phoenix. Okay, so Phoenix is next. Alright, and Phoenix, are you okay with going by the name Phoenix as your player name? This is not your character name, it's just your player name. Or do you have a first name you would rather go by? Once you pick your player name is the name of your household. So it's what will remember you by, all your characters by their clan, right, their family's name. Is Phoenix fine with you?
Yeah, that works.
Very well. So, nice to meet you, Phoenix. My name is Iken, so any characters I play would be of House Iken, or Akin. Let's see. The Turkish people say Akin. Let's see. Alright, so Phoenix, we're going to roll your abilities. Your first score is your strength. This is an 11. Next is your intelligence. You have 10 intelligence. Your wisdom is 6. Your dexterity is 15. Your constitution is 11. And your charisma is 11. Alright, next is Ven. First is your strength.
Wait, hello?
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Ah, fuck, I can't hear audio.
Ven, your strength is 14. Your intelligence is 6. Your wisdom is 12. Your dexterity is 11. Your constitution is 10. Your charisma is 8. Alright, now it's time to get your class. So, your class in the old days is your specialization, your set of skills, your role in the party. Every adventure, first and foremost, is a train to hunt monsters, bounties, and treasures. Okay, you all are combatants. You all are hunters. You all are soldiers, right? But first, or beyond that, you have a skill set, right? Your class. There are 7 to choose from. If you're of the human race, you have 4 options, which is cleric, fighter, magic user, or thief. And if you're not a human, you're a demi-human, and you're your own class. So if you're a dwarf, you're a dwarven adventurer. If you're an elf, you're an elven adventurer. And the last demi-human class is halfling, you're a halfling adventurer. So that's one of the main differences that old D&D had from modern D&D. If you were not human, you were a demi-human class, and demi-human classes did not pick a class, they were their own class. The adventurers in their own way. They were not like humans. Humans were very different. Let's see. So humans had 4 ways of adventuring, right? Which is cleric, fighter, magic user, and thief. Alright, starting with Bix. Because your scores are high in wisdom, I recommend cleric for you. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay. A cleric, for those not familiar, is like a holy warrior. They'll use their faith in God to fight off evil, like the undead. Alright, next is Phoenix. Your highest score is in dexterity. I recommend Thief to you. Is that fine? Or would you rather pick a different class?
Is there any other class?
The other classes I can recommend you is Fighter and Magic User, or Elf, based on your scores.
Um,
Dwarf and Halfling are fine options too for you.
I guess fighter.
Very well. As a fighter, you have fighting skill. Your main role is to fight monsters and defend the party. Fighting skill allows you to attack at twice the rate per round. It's a house rule we have for our first level fighters and up. Alright, then your high score is strength. I recommend fighter. Is that fine or
Yeah.
would you rather?
That sounds good.
Good. Alright. Next is your hit points. Hit points are a reflection of your character's toughness or ability to not get killed. They are not your health, they are not your flesh. Until you reach 0 hit points, you technically have been wounded. Maybe mentally, it's more of your kind of will to keep fighting, right? You might get bruises and scratches along the way, but no real injuries until you reach 0 hit points, where you'll be killed or injured. But most monsters do not hit you to injure you, they hit you to kill you. Alright, next is hit points, right? So if you're a cleric, you get 1 to 6. So our Vix has 1 to 6 hit points. She has a very high constitution, which allows her a +2 bonus. 4 plus 2 is 6. She has 6 hit points. The average man had 2 hit points. She's 3 times tougher. Alright, next is Phoenix. So yours is a fighter with 1 to 8 hit points, no bonus due to your normal constitution. You start with 1 hit point, sadly. You might be a very young man, maybe 15 years of age. So your will to live is not too high yet. Okay, want to survive. Then, for you, with 1 to 8, no bonus. You start with 2 hit points. You're not much tougher. But you know how to fight. Alright. Next is your items, your equipment. You have 3d6 silvers worth of equipment. You can try to pick this if you know what you want, otherwise I will equip your characters accordingly, just to make this quicker. So, next your character starts with 10 silver pieces worth of equipment. I'll tell you what you own. Your character owned a set of clothes. You can mark this down, which is clothing, on your sheet. And you also own a holy symbol. You can mark that down, which is symbol. You also own, let's see, you will also own a longbow and 10 arrows. And you own a sack and 3 herbs, 3 bundles of herbs. Alright. So, Phoenix, your fighter starts with 14 silvers worth of equipment. Go ahead and write this down. Not the 14 silvers, but your equipment list. You start with a set of clothes, a shield, a longbow and 10 arrows, and you also start with a spear and a gambeson. If you're not familiar with the gambeson, it is cloth armor. Alright, then you'll start with 3d6 worth of items as well, 3d6 silver's worth, 14 silver's worth. You're starting with a set of clothes. You also have a shield, a spear, and you also have a gambeson.
What, sorry?
Gambeson,
Oh, what is
it's
that?
your cloth armor, like your
Okay.
Kevlar, right? Or not Kevlar, but your flak, right? Or padded armor. Next, you also have your longbow and 10 arrows. Alright, so then, let's see. There's only one thing left, that is choosing a name. So you know your skills. If you're a fighter, you have fighting skill. You attack at twice the rate per run if you choose to fight. And if you're a cleric, you have turn undead. You can compel evil if you pray to God, right? And brandish or show that show your holy symbol toward the enemy, right? Of God, right? Satan's army. So let's see. Yes,
Is
question.
there a way for me to get a different character if we're not going to the tomb today? Is there really like 3 clerics necessary?
Sure.
I
Do
mean,
you want
I
to?
want to do the tomb. Is anybody else against it? Nobody else is against it. There we go. Okay.
All right.
What?
Jadira, do you want to play as Natia or do you want to create another character? Give Natia a break.
It depends on if we're going to the tomb or not.
It would
Because
depend
then
on what
3
party.
clerics would be,
Is,
yeah.
I suppose, yeah.
So does the party want to go to the tomb or no?
A lot of them are
I
not
do.
familiar, right? But Peter is talking
Caden
about this
wants to,
tomb.
but I want to give y'all a chance to actually do something else so not all of us are dying immediately.
But now we can prep. We know we need food. We know we need a canoe, so we don't just immediately get starvation. The only
Yeah,
reason
but
we
we
died last
also
time was
got
because
we got new players.
yeah, this is a great
Let
time
them
for
have
them
a
to learn.
choice.
Yeah, they can have a choice. I said, does anybody want to go against it? Nobody said anything.
All
Okay,
I'm
so
saying is the way I learned how to swim was being thrown into a pool of floaties. That's all I'm saying.
I learned how to swim without floaties.
So for those who are not familiar, these characters are discussing something that they've experienced already, right? They're discussing what they want to do this week to win their fortune, which you guys will be good to discuss typically once everyone's ready for the adventure. But they are discussing it early because they want to know who to bring with them, right? It's whether they want to bring more clerics or other type of characters. So in this case, um, for those who are not certain, the temple or the tomb that they want to go to has been very dangerous. Every week, many characters have been dying, and the only way to lose D&D is to die, right? Then you wasted your 3 hours, kind of. At least you learn something, but you get nothing for it, right? You get no rewards. But you get a story, but you don't get to really live to tell the tale, right? Because your character dies. So, but they have made good progress, right? They have learned a lot. So, some of them want to continue their hard work against it, their campaign against the tomb, but some want to start afresh and try to find new opportunities to win fame and fortune, right? So, um, we'll finalize the plan in a bit, but from what it sounds like, there's kind of an equal amount of players that want to try something else, and an equal amount of players that want to try the tomb again, right? Uh, but Jadira, you must decide now whether you want to play as Natia or a different character.
Yeah, we'll just Bix is very against it, so just go something else. That's fine. We can do the tomb when she's not here.
Yeah, I'll do a new character.
Okay.
Also, we have the same pencil, and I feel like that's really cool. Like I have one in my hand right now.
Oh, yeah, this is a good one. Mine is quite old. The eraser is about to run out.
Yeah.
And my other friend has joined, if they're still able to join.
Yes, we still have time. We need as many players as we can get. So, Strider, would you like to join us for a game?
Yes. Sorry.
Very good. Alright. You're a little late, so I cannot really properly introduce you, but we are playing D&D BX. It's very simple to play. You'll need a character to play, and just note that this is not modern D&D, it's old style D&D. In the old days, it was about getting rich and famous in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. And simply put, to play, it's very simple. 3 steps. Dungeon Master tells you what's going on. You say what you want to try to do. Dungeon Master tells you what happens, usually with the roll of some dice. Now, before you can play, now you know what D&D is, you know how to play it, you need the character. So that's what we're doing right now. We're preparing this group for an adventure by preparing new characters for those who need them, and then after this we'll prepare old characters for the adventure that need to upgrade their kit and such, or get ready, right? After this, this is the end of, or this is currently game preparation, which is what we're in, the first part of the game. When this is done, the players are going to be ready to play, but they will take a small break before they play. And then after the break, we'll actually start the adventure. Before we start any adventure, we have to prepare for it. So this is called game preparation, which is what we're currently doing. So right now we're rolling up characters. We've just already rolled up a character for Bix, Phoenix, and Ven, and we're gonna roll you up one too. So let's see. If you can, go ahead and grab a notepad or a pencil and paper to take notes. You're going to record your character's information, like your strength, intelligence, and so on, right? So when you're ready, let me know. Hello, Mr. Triggerfish. Are you here to play with us today?
I believe so. I was just quickly invited early in the morning, so, well,
Very good. All
relatively
right.
speaking.
You're a bit late to the game, but more the merrier. Right now we're open to new players, so let me give you a quick introduction. I cannot properly introduce you because we are already almost done with preparations, but a quick preparation just to get you in is we're playing old style D&D, right? D&D BX, and it's very simple. In the old days, right, it's all about getting rich and famous, gold and glory from a dangerous world of monsters and magic, dungeons and dragons and such. So that's what it's all about in the old days. Living to tell a tale. To win, you must survive and get rich. To lose, you must die, right? And you're going to be needing to know how to play. It's very simple. To play D&D, the dungeon master will describe to you what you're experiencing in the world. You'll decide what you want to do. The dungeon master will tell you what the result is of your action, right? Usually with some dice rolls. That's all there is to playing D&D. So now you know what D&D is. You know how to play it. Before you can play though, you need the character. So right now we're actually just preparing characters for those who need them. So that's what we're doing. Yeah.
Perfect.
Questions,
Is this
concerns?
5e or what version of D&D is this?
Like I said, right, it's a old style D&D. We're playing original D&D, real D&D
Oh,
with
wow.
house rules. So
Oh,
D&D BX, not first edition, not second, not 10th edition. It's just D&D BX,
interesting.
right?
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh, so how would I make a character then?
that's what we're doing. So I'm going to roll up a character with you, right? So in the old days, the Dungeon Master was supposed to be the only one to roll dice. We do have a house rule that allows your players to roll dice too, but you have to have a camera to roll your own dice, if you have your own dice. We also sometimes let players use the bot if they're fast enough to use it. Otherwise, we just have the dice rolled physically to keep the game moving. But welcome, and is Trigger a good name for you? Trigger will be your player name and the name of all your characters' families, right? The house name. So any character that plays under House Ekin or Akin. Um, do you have a first name you want to go by instead of Trigger? If you want to,
Um,
yeah, leave a legacy for yourself here.
maybe not yet, but I'm sure I'll figure something out.
Alright, so like, do you have a first name in your life? Usually that's what people go with here. Either
Uh,
that or a nickname that they really like.
just Trig, the first four letters Trig.
Trig? Okay. So from here on out, you will be forever known as Trig.
Okay.
And all your characters will be of House Trig, or Clan Trig, whatever you want to call it. The Trig household, or family. So that's the start of your legacy. Same thing with you, Strider. Is Strider a good name for you? Or would you rather go by your last or first name in real life?
I'd rather use a different name.
Okay, what would you like to go by?
Vaughn's.
Vons? Is it V-O-N-S?
I'm gonna type it in the chat.
Oh, Ravons? Okay. So from here on out, you'll be forever known as House Ravons, or the player Ravons. Any character you play is under that name, right? That would be a kind of like their surname. Phoenix is good with you, right? Phoenix. So, let's see. Alright, let's get the characters rolled up for Ravons and Trig then. So, here's for Ravons. Ravons, your strength is going to be a 12 for your new character. And score
Okay.
as 3 to 8 is considered low, 9 to 12 is normal, 13 and higher, 13 through 18 is high. Your intelligence is next, so on your sheet write INT tech, and then of course 5. You have 5 intelligence. The first one was strength, so I recommend STR, tech, and then 12. Alright, next your ability is wisdom. Your wisdom is 9, so WIS tech 9. Okay, next is your dexterity. Okay, it's gonna be 9. Same thing, DEX, tech 9. Constitution, CON, it's gonna be 13. That's good. Next is charisma, CHA. It's gonna be 14. Very good. Alright, for trigger, here's yours. Use your strength. Your strength is 7. Your intelligence is 10. Your wisdom is 11. Dexterity is 9. Constitution is 9. And charisma is 10. Alright, next is your class, your set of skills or specialization, your role in the party. Every adventurer, first and foremost, is a soldier of fortune, a hunter of monsters, treasures, and bounties, a soldier, right, or a hunter. So, you're all trained to fight, but you have a role still, you have a class. The 7 classes include 4 human classes and 3 demi-human classes. The human classes are cleric, fighter, magic user, and thief. They all do what they sound like they do. Clerics are holy men. They'll use their faith in God to fight off or compel evil, undead, and such. Fighters have fighting skill. They'll fight. They're the best at fighting naturally and defend the party. And then there's magic users. They have magical spells. They'll manipulate the natural world, right, supernaturally, to help the party in various ways. Thieves have many thief skills, special skills to help hunt monster treasures and bounties down. Very useful. And then there's demi-human classes. The dwarves are very good at fighting and exploring underground strongholds and such. Elves are very good at fighting and they can also use spells. Halflings are very good at fighting and good at hiding since they're so small. But there's a lot of things they can and cannot do due to their size. Alright, so those are your options for classes, starting with Ravons. Your highest score is in Strength and Constitution. I recommend Fighter or Dwarf to you. Otherwise, any other class but Magic User and Elf since your intelligence is low. What is your choice?
Any class do they use charisma or?
Every class needs charisma.
Okay, gotcha.
Hmm.
Fighter. I'm gonna go with fighter.
Fighter, good to go. Alright. Trigger, for you, your highest scores are in Wisdom and Intelligence. I recommend Cleric or Magic User.
Yeah, I'll go with magic user then.
Good to go. Alright. Next is your hit points. It's how hard it is to get your character killed, okay? The average man in the old days only had 2 hit points. That meant that if you were hit with a dagger, you died. That's it. Let's see. Fighters had on average 4 hit points. We roll a 1d8 to determine your hit points if you're a fighter. On average it's 4, yours starts with 5, and your bonus is +1 due to your high constitution. So, you've got 6 hit points, Ravons, 3 times as many as the average man. Alright, trigger, you're a magic user. Magic users have a d4 for hit points, on average 2. You have no bonus. You have 4. Very lucky. Alright.
Repeat what I had real quick.
What was that?
Could you repeat what I had? I did not hear you.
6. You have 6 hit points.
Okay.
Alright, we're going to get your equipment. Very important. Because you're new, we're going to just speed through it. I'm going to equip your characters. You can try to change some of your equipment if you really want to, but I'll get you the best things I can recommend early on. In the future, you'll be able to buy your own gear. Pick out what you want if you make your own money. But this is your starting equipment. Alright, Ravons, you're starting with 11 silvers worth of equipment. Go ahead and write this down. You're going to have clothes. You don't have any money, but you have clothes. You have a... let's see. You also have a gambeson. It is body armor. You also have... let's see. You also have a spear and shield. And lastly, you have a sling and knife. Okay. Trigger, your magic user. Starts with... ooh, very good. Okay. Starts with clothes, an empty spellbook, Okay. Also, he starts with a backpack or pack. He also has, let's see, 10
Do
torches.
I know any spells?
Not yet. 10 torches and a tinderbox. Along with that, you have, let's see, a spear and sling. And you also have a small hammer and 10 iron spikes. Additionally, you have a 50-foot rope. You also have, let's see, a flask of oil and a pickaxe. Okay, we're almost done. Get the questions pretty quick, especially for just one player, but for three I can get it done in about 15 minutes. Right, so there's three of you. Or I'm actually creating characters for about 5 of you right now. For Biggs, Phoenix, Van, Ravans, and Trigger all at once. You guys only need your names now, and then for one of you, you will need spells. We'll get that last. But your characters will need a medieval name. If you don't know what you want to be called, I can also generate you a medieval name randomly. So, starting with Biggs, do you want a random name or do you want to pick it?
I'll do a random name this time.
Good to go. One moment. Alright, your name is going to be Freygrid. Okay, Freygrid, it's F-R-E-G-R-I-D. Okay, alright. And next is, sorry, I did not create one for Jadira yet. Let me do that real quick.
It's okay. I'll just keep my cleric. It's alright.
Oh, you want to play as Natia? Okay, very well. Let's see. Phoenix, for your name, do you want to pick it or a random one?
Does Bob work?
Bob? It does, but it's more of a nickname. Robert would be the full version of it. Would you like Robert?
That's yeah, that works.
Okay. Bob can be your nickname, but Robert is your full name. Alright, Ven, for you, would you like to pick or a random name?
Can I do Belnadis?
Benolis? Yes. Very good. Okay, Ravons, do you want to pick your name or do you want a random one?
I'll pick it.
Okay. So you'll need to pick a medieval name.
Let's see.
If you don't know yet, we can come back to you.
Yeah, that's probably best.
Okay, Trigger, your next. Or Trig. Do you want a random one or do you want to pick it?
Uh, what's my race again?
If you're not a demi-human, you're a man. So in this case,
Probably
you're
a
a man,
man then.
right?
I guess Callan. I kind of like that name.
Callan, how do you spell it?
C-A-L. How do I spell it? C-A-L-I-N, if I remember.
So how to spell Callan? Okay.
Yeah.
I think it might be Latin. I'm not sure.
Oh, it's just a name. We'll see how it goes.
Right. Your name, the reason why it's important for it to be medieval, is because it determines your character's culture and sex in our game.
Oh,
Naturally, if you
okay.
choose a German name, your character looks German in this world. He would be the equivalent to a German man in the realm, right? So Callan, right? If it's Latin, you're equivalent to a Latin man, right? So like
Okay.
Italian or something, right? Southern European. Make sense?
Yep. Works for me.
Okay. Okay. So let's see. And Callan, has various origins, but the main ones are Romanian and Irish. Well,
We could
actually,
go
that's
Romanian.
Highland. Yeah. Let's see. Very good. Let's see. All right. So, Ravant, back to you. What name would you like?
Yokozu?
Uh, one more time, please.
I have no. How about I'm just gonna pick a random name. Loud track.
How to spell it?
Lautrec.
Lautrac. Lautrac.
EC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Easy. Do you know the origin of this name?
French.
Okay, very good. Okay. So now you all have your characters' names. You're pretty much done and ready to play. Except for Trig, you'll need their spells. Because you're a magic user, we get to start with supernatural powers, right? Spells. And you either get one of your choice off the first of spell list, two random ones, or two Dungeon Master picked spells. So what is your choice? Do you want to pick one, random ones, or Dungeon Master picked?
I mean, Dungeon Master pick sounds good.
Dungeon Master
See
pick,
what we
I'll be
have.
picking your spells pretty much, and I'm going to pick the ones that are going to help you in the long run. They might not help you early on, but they'll help you in the long run. Right.
Okay, good to know.
Alright,
As
in
long
this
as I
case,
get one that I can attack with.
they don't really, I'm not going to give you those, right? So, unless you pick
Okay.
it. The ones I give you is read and detect magic.
Okay.
Without these, it'll be very hard to progress in the future. So, they don't do anything innately, but they're actually very good. Read magic allows you to use other magics, right, to decipher runes, because without it, you cannot read other people's runes. This means that you can actually memorize other people's spells from their books. And detect magic will allow you to find anything magical, whether it be magic items, magic monsters, magical traps, very important spells. So that can help you acquire new magic stuff, right, very quickly to add to your book or to your, various magic items, right, your collection. All right, so now you guys are ready to play. Um, Please sit tight. We're now going to prepare the returning characters. So characters who have survived in past adventures and are here to upgrade, right, and get ready for this adventure. We're going to start with Peter, the acolyte of House Caden. In your last adventure, there was, I think, no profits made, right? If anything, we lost stuff. So let's double check.
I didn't lose anything. I actually gained a backpack, 8 spikes, and a hammer.
Oh, nice. Very well. In that case, do you need to prepare anything further, or are you ready to just set out?
I'm gonna just say we need a boat, so
Bacon.
Alright, very well. Hello,
I
Boomer.
have no
I
money,
heard you.
so I
Just
can't
a
buy
moment.
the boat.
Alright.
And if we don't have enough money to buy a boat, somebody needs to buy food.
Okay. Alright. So you just let people know, right? But there's not much you can do about that since you have no money. So you're ready to play, it seems. Next is gonna be Jadira as Natia. I think that you also made no profit in your last adventure, so there's not much you can do to prepare for this one. Do you have any questions
No,
or
but I was
concerns?
wondering if I could
Yes.
decide what my 3 herbs were.
Sure. If you need to decide now, what do you want to say?
Can I do myrrh, garlic, and rosemary?
Sorry, what was the first one?
Myrrh.
Myrrh, how to spell?
Myrrh.
So you've got some myrrh, you've got some garlic, and you've got some. What was the last one?
Sorry, I didn't mean to say garlic. I meant to say salt. Would that count?
Yes. So
Okay, so
myrrh,
then I'll
salt,
do
and what else?
salt, rosemary.
Rosemary. Okay. Very well. They're yours. So let's see. All right. The salt would not be normal salt, by the way. The one you got is gonna be like it's got to be an herb. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be peppers, not salt. Salt is a spice, so or a rock. Herbs. So the best you can get is peppercorn, right?
Okay, yeah, peppercorn has properties I can use.
Very good. A pound of salt is 1 silver. That's another issue, right? So your herbs are worth 1 silver altogether. So that's why you cannot have salt, because salt is expensive. Let's see. But the other herbs are pretty cheap. You can have all three of them. That's fine. Right. So after your herbs, you're ready to go. And then yes, I noticed a few of you joined in very late. So if you do join in late, I do ask, don't interrupt. I know you might want to play. Right? You don't have to tell me. I'll come and ask you once I've done talking to those who showed up on time. Right? So, Donnie and Boomer, are you guys here to play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So we'll prepare you then. But yeah, moving forward, as you know, right? It's not good to interrupt, right? I appreciate you joining or showing up, but you know, interrupting slows us down. Let's see. Okay, we'll start with Donnie. I think you were here first. You said, oh, Donnie, you didn't join late. I think you were here pretty early.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. So I think my first player was Biggs. Let's see. But let's see. Donnie, you can play as Vorlon. So let's see. To get you ready, do you have any preparations for this adventure?
I'm just rehiring the retainers.
Which ones?
Dulgash, Hilldog, and Colgrim.
Okay, Dolgas. Yeah, Dolgash, Hillog, and Kolnak. They are available to hire. So let me check if they got paid in the last adventure. Alright, their last adventure, it looks like they were paid a silver piece each, which they each spent toward experience and leveled up. So they all had 1 experience point and leveled up. So, let's see. These are your loyal men, and you wish to hire them again, right? Let's see. So, your retainers, your retinue. You ask that they will continue at your side and march with you again on campaign. Let's see if they accept your offer. +1 for loyalty, since you're loyal to them, right? By hiring them again, means that you continue to give them a job, right? And then they will work for you. So it's +1 loyalty, right? Also +1 because, or I think, what's your charisma?
My charisma's neutral.
Okay, so just +1 for loyalty. No other bonuses. Do you want to give them a bonus pay or just want to go with that for now?
Yeah, I'll give them an extra silver.
An extra silver each. Okay. So
Yeah,
you
an extra
give them a
silver.
little bonus pay just now. So a little down payment +1. It's a bonus payment. So +2 total. The first guy, 6, is he needs time to think about it, right? So like it's just been a few weeks since you last adventured with him, and you know you come to his house or where he lives, where he's working, and you're like, hey, you ready for another adventure, right? It's like, that last one was pretty rough. I'm gonna have to think about it, right? So you want to make him a better offer, or do you want to see if you've got see based on your charisma of 4, you have 4 chances to hire. So you lost 1 chance. You have 3 more chances to hire. So do you want to try to
Okay,
hire him again?
yeah, I'll tell him I'll give him a drink before we head out, and then a drink after he comes back. So that's 2 silver.
Okay. So um, I'll round the drinks before and after. So basically, you're gonna
Yeah.
spend 3 silvers on this guy total. 1 for down payment,
Yeah.
2 for drinks.
Yep.
Okay. You said you promise him that you're gonna pay for round of drinks for you and his buddies, I suppose, because 1 silver is actually worth about 10 drinks. So round of drinks, pretty much. So you offer alcohol too. So the next offer +3 bonus, not just a bonus pay, but also drinking with his old buddies. Okay. So 8 plus 3 is 11. He accepts the offer. He's like, all right, that's more like it. I can't wait to see the others, right? Shakes their hand, and soon you guys drink together, right? For the other 2, you have only 2 more chances to hire them with your charisma. Otherwise, any additional attempts to hire them will require in-game time, right? So let's see. The next guy with the same bonuses of +3. It's a 7 plus 3 is a 10. Offer accepted. And he drinks with you. The last guy, it's a 9 plus 3. He joins with +1 morale. This guy was Comac. He's
Nice.
excited for this adventure. He's like, hell yeah, I'm ready. Right. Let's see. And I think he was +1 morale last time too. So he's just the motivated
Yeah.
guy in your group. Always ready for an adventure. Let's see. But he has the shake still, right? And the three of you drink together. Alright, total money you just lost is -5 silvers to hire these men, right? Okay. Now, nice part about retinue. You can name one of these guys your heir, actually, if you want. If you die, they'll become your heir, and you can play as them.
Do I have
If
to
you
do it
trust
right
them.
now?
You don't have to. You like do it after you die. So.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Let's see. It's in your will. Alright. Well then, you're at 80 silver now. Is that it for preparations?
I think I'm gonna get 2 more canoes.
How are you gonna transport these?
I think we have to carry them.
So are you sure you're gonna buy 2 more canoes? Because there's no guarantee you will have people to carry it, right?
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea then. I already have a canoe. Didn't get broken. Maybe we need an axe. Someone has a hand axe on my squad, right?
Let's see.
Like on my band of merry men, someone has a hand axe, I think.
Possibly. Let me double check. I don't see a canoe anywhere on your sheet, by the way. Did you put it in your
Oh, I
house?
bought it last time. I don't know if we took it back actually. I don't think I mentioned taking it back.
Hmm. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not on your sheet right now.
Oh, okay.
Would you like to buy another canoe and put on your horse? If you put on your horse, though,
Sure.
you cannot ride on your horse.
Oh, god
Did you
damn
maybe
it.
give it to someone else to carry? Maybe that might have been the issue,
Sure.
right?
That's better.
Okay.
How many people
So,
does it take to carry a
because
canoe?
you need to ride your horse. You're heavy. All right. You spend 5 silvers on the canoe. You're down to 75 silvers. Who do you want to
Yep.
give the canoe to?
Peter.
Peter? Alright, he'll be in charge of transporting the canoe. You'll need someone to help him though, but it's under his name. Or actually, you mean Peter as in Caden, right?
Yeah.
Then he has to accept the offer. Peter, do you want to have a canoe under your name?
Sure. Yeah, I'll take a canoe.
Okay. You're definitely gonna need someone to help you carry that. Let's see. Takes up to 2 to 3 people to march with it.
Also, Ethan, I want to build a outpost. What will I need in advance to build an outpost?
At bare minimum, to build an outpost out there, you might want to get a fire, right? So, doesn't cost any money, you can build one. But if you want to add other things, you probably want to buy tools to help build those fires, build shelters, and if you want, you can buy some tents, you can buy supplies, right, in case there's like, you need rations or something, right? Most of the time, the guys will feed themselves if they have time to sustain themselves and not adventuring. But if they're adventuring, then you'll need food, right, to sustain them while they're not hunting, right? So naturally, if they're doing something other than sustaining themselves, they cannot sustain themselves then, right? If they're like actively adventuring, then someone's got to feed them. So let's see. Is that your plan to start an outpost out there? Or a
Yes,
camp?
that is my plan. Yep.
Alright, well, you're gonna need a supply wagon and all that. But we don't have much time to prepare, right? You only have a few days and the men are gonna leave you behind, right? This gonna takes time, right? Multiple days to prepare.
Okay.
So if you want to get all this equipment, you're gonna have to do this outside of a game, right?
Okay, fair
So
enough.
you already spent, the past few days purchasing a canoe, hiring
Yeah.
your men, so you don't have a lot of prep time. Let's see. Alright, everyone gets a little bit of prep each, so. Okay, Lorenzo is next then. That's all you were able to prepare in the last few days. There's only about 3 days in which we have to prep. Let's see. So, Lorenzo, it's your turn.
And Lorenzo is in Conrail, so I'll have to roll a new character.
Okay, good to go.
Go and do that.
Your new strength is 11. Your intelligence is 8. Wisdom is 10. Your dexterity is also 10. Your constitution is 14. And your charisma is 12. I recommend fighter or dwarf for you.
Sure. I'll be another dwarf. I guess this will be the sun of burning.
Alright, your hit points 8 plus 1
Alright.
9.
Alright.
Items, you've got his clothes, his you've also got his shield. Additionally, you have a spear, a sling, and a sack. Lastly, some bandages. 3
Okay.
bandages. Alright, that's it. What's your name?
He'll be Junie.
Druni?
Junie, yeah. D-R-U. I can do it myself.
Alright, good to go. Alright, that's it. Okay, so that should be everything for preparations. Everyone else, thank you for your patience. We'll be starting the adventure after a small break. Okay, so go ahead and take a 5-minute break. When you come back, we'll start the adventure.
Alright, now I'm gonna be frontlining. Okay.
Dude, what'd you get your
Uh,
for health?
9 hit points.
Oh shit! Good
nice.
shit,
What the
dude.
hell?
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, you went
Dude,
for
we
another
got like
dwarf?
Yeah, for the dwarf. Bernie's son.
Well, damn.
Did we get food? I'm sorry, I had to
We
step
don't
away
need
for
it.
a
We have
uh,
second.
canoes this time. We have canoes. The only reason we needed
Okay.
food last time was because we
actually,
were carrying rafts and it took all day.
So,
So,
what speed is the party
Okay.
gonna be moving?
uh,
um,
it should be medium
medium
because carrying the
or
canoes is
heavy?
medium.
Oh,
No,
okay.
because we carried a canoe last time and it was medium, so we didn't require food. But when we were carrying the rafts, we carried 2 rafts last time, and that took all day, so we starved to death by the time we got to the sunken tomb. We didn't starve to death, but we had a -1. So
They did forget to give us the -1 penalty.
he did indeed forget, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway. We had some very questionable decisions made by the party that would have caused them to die even without the -1.
By the way, I think we need to get rope. Did you
I
buy
have it.
rope?
I've got 40
Good.
feet of rope on me, and there should
40
still be
Nice.
5 feet.
40 feet is probably not gonna be enough.
Yeah, you need like 90 feet, I think he said it was.
Oh, to do
Unless
the fucking
there's
canoe trick? I
another
thought you were just
there's
talking about
another
regular.
way. No, it's actually shorter if you go around to the south side. I believe. It's less of a distance, but
Yeah, on the south side, I think it's like 60.
yeah, like 60 something like that.
It only takes a total of 8 minutes for the entire party to get across on a canoe, so I mean it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
But Mix, you're the shot caller this time, so you say what you want to do.
Alrighty then.
Wait, who? Who's the shot caller?
Mix is gonna be the shot caller, cause
Bruh.
no, we're
Should
gonna see how she does, cause she says I'm too pushy as a shot caller, so we're
Dude,
gonna
I'm
see how
not
she
risking
does.
my character for this. Nah,
I'm
for
talking.
real.
I didn't mean as a shot caller. I meant just like, because you do tend to be a bit pushy just even before games, whenever we're trying to just discuss things.
What? That doesn't make sense. How could what? Okay.
Dude, shouldn't Bruni be or Druni be the shot caller? He's like the
No, because
most experienced here.
they think it's boring when the most experienced player is the shot caller. So we're gonna try them out and see how they do.
If that's the case, then I'm
Junie
just gonna
is one
dip,
of the newest
honestly.
characters in the
Only
group,
person
right?
that said that
If
was
anyone would be a
Phoenix.
shot caller, it would be Vornen, right? Or Peter, or Natea, right? Because they have experience, right? You can appoint someone else, but Junie is a
They
terrible
have bold
choice because he
experience.
is a brand new character, right? Maybe from a famed house, right? But he's brand new. He's a recruit. If you're a new character, you're literally a recruit. So you're gonna let a recruit lead your team, or you're gonna let a seasoned adventurer, right, with the
That's a
master.
fair
So
point from like a game perspective, yeah.
it's your choice.
The only person that said that experienced players were like boring to lead was Phoenix, and I don't even think he's still in the call.
Alright, well, we got 2 more minutes till the break is over. Hopefully they get back, otherwise they kind of wasted our time. But it's whatever.
I'm back.
Alright, it's been roughly 5 minutes, so we're gonna start this adventure. Vix, do you know if your friend Phoenix is coming back?
Let me see. I don't think so.
Alright, very well. No worries. Thank you, though.
I tried.
Alright, everyone else, thank you for your patience and for sticking around. We're gonna start the adventure now. So, I'll be introducing you to the world in which we'll begin, or for some of us continue, our campaign for Fame and Fortune. So, imagine this, for those who are new, mainly. Your adventures begin in the southern lands of a kingdom called Bretonia. This is your country, your homeland. The village of Gavelon is your home, your base, right? Your base town. And it's from here you will set out into the Wildlands to seek your fortune. Gavelon is a frontier settlement on the southern territories of mankind. And this is a land that's not exactly controlled by mankind. It's a land of magic and monsters, under the terror of dragons, populated with dungeons. Dungeons typically are lost footholds or strongholds that used to belong to man, overtaken by monsters. You might go there to fight off these monsters who have made it their lairs, drive them off, take the battle to them, right? As they use these as their refuges, right? So that they might rest and cover to attack during the night. But you can take the battle to them, and you can maybe even retake these ruins, these dungeons that used to be strongholds to mankind, right? If not retake it, at least recover what relics you can to increase your strength as a adventurer. There are long lost treasures and magic items that can be recovered from such places of the ancient wars and such old times, right? That can help you in this battle against chaos. Okay, but in this world, it's not like your typical medieval land. Adventurers are respected. Fortune seekers are respected. Monster hunters, right, are respected. It's an occupation that looks proudly upon the mercenary type, because the mercenary type hunt a particular type of bounty. Man doesn't exactly fight against each other in this world, although they might every now and then. We have a greater enemy against us, monsters. Mankind must unite to fight against this force of chaos, and some of it might even join the force of chaos. But most unite as one under one kind of force, which is the force of law. And they were together to survive in these lands. And most of these settlements that manage to survive in such a dangerous land under the terror of dragons and monsters and magic have ways of doing so that are different from most settlements, right? And this is to kind of mostly describe it, this land is not a peaceful one. Most settlements are very militaristic and very lawful. It's not like a land of great kind of freedom and liberty, and you can be a criminal if you want. This land strictly punishes those who are against law and order, right? If you want to live among those who managed to survive all these years, you have to abide by their laws, right? So, criminals and outlaws, right, are quickly and swiftly dealt with, right? Um, but you are among those who have become respected members of society. You have moved up from serfdom, you have gained freedom, and you're a freeman now. And with your freeman status, you choose to perhaps raise your house to glory. You choose to seek gold and fortune for your families, right? To make a name for yourself. You're not just helping yourself in your hunt for monsters and treasures, but you're helping the rest of mankind. These lands are terrorized by monsters, and most people, they have to take refuge behind walls at night. They cannot freely live in the countryside. They cannot freely farm the land. They're always under the threat of monsters. And monsters will always be terrorizing your lands. Whether it be undead in the night, haunting the various homes, getting through the walls and cracks, right? Whether it be dragons attacking the walls, whether it be orcs and goblins attacking those who go beyond the wall, right? Maybe on the roads, maybe while they're farming, maybe in the night, right? There's always a monster out there that needs to be hunted down. So, one way you can do this is you can take the battle to them. You can go to where they sleep and kill them while they sleep, right? And this can be done in dungeons where they rest, right? Where they take refuge. So, you guys are the ones who go beyond the wall, right? And go and, fight them off where they come from, right? At the source. You bring their heads back as proof, and you get rewarded for it. So, that is the main way you're going to win this game. You're going to hunt monster treasures and bounties, typically from dungeons guarded by dragons, okay? You can do many other things. If you really want to, you guys can choose to be farmers for this week. You guys can man the wall. You guys can join a caravan, right? But most crews know what's good for them, right? High risk and high reward can be found from dungeons. Okay, it's always guaranteed, right? It'll make you not just good for yourself, but good for the realm, right? So it's up to you though, as per usual. Tonight, your band of adventurers sit at a tavern called the Beheaded Swan, and it's a very famous tavern in your village. Many adventurers, low and high, often meet here to discuss great adventures, right? and to prepare for even and embark on even greater ones, right? This evening, mostly recruits, brand new adventurers, right? Talk and drink over maps at their table, figuring out what they want to do this week for their adventure. This is your band, right? A band of roughly over a dozen men or so, right? There's a from House Boomer, a very famed house of the land at this point, at least of Gevelon, right? Mostly composed of dwarves, right, who have joined the race of mankind in their fight against chaos. We have a young recruit and supposed son of a famed member of their household, dwarven veteran Druni, okay? Of House Bix, a newer household that has gained some repute. A few of theirs have recently passed, but some fight on and they're very determined to help the realm. We have a new one of theirs is Frigrid, the acolyte, okay, a holy woman. And then next is from House Caden, very respected house as well, of decent repute as well, is one of the more notable adventurers of the past weeks, who has led a few expeditions, is Peter the Acolyte. Right. Next of a also quite reputable house in the village, right? Um, and one most probably the most famous character of this household, House Doni, is the great magician Vornon. Will be joining on this expedition, a fourth level magic user, right? It has taken a lot for this character to get here, right? So you're with a famed character. It's like if you're it's like if you're adventuring with Gandalf, right? That's how powerful he is, right? Gandalf the Grey, right? That kind of level of fame. So you guys are like brand new dwarves looking to go hunt, right, for your treasure, your long lost treasures. But he is like that equivalent for power, right? As a medium of our magic user at fourth level. Then we have of more recent household, but determined to continue a returning house, right? Is and their most, I guess, reputable or their top uh, daughter, right? Household leaders, Nalthea, right? The acolyte, and she's only survived one adventure so far. She's back for more. We have a new house, House Revons, a very young household, with their newest or their household leader hoping to make a name for his family is Lautric the veteran, back from his most recent campaign, and he continues to do as he does best, fight, but as an adventurer, right, as a fortune seeker, rather than a levy or a watchman, right. Then there's from House Trig, another new household, Callan the medium, right, perhaps a scholar before this, simply studying the towers, medicine, and such to help the village. Now he uses his powers, right, his knowledge of the dark arts or the supernatural forces to aid this party, right? Some call him a witch or warlock. Maybe he calls himself more of a scholar still or scientist, right? Whatever he chooses is fine. We also have some NPCs, a retinue that belongs to House Donnie, particularly to Vornon, who has hired them on as party retainers. So they don't just serve House Donnie and Vornon, they serve the entire party. These men are Bulgash the veteran, Hilog the veteran, and Colmac the apprentice. Okay, loyal retainers. You can think of retainers like knights or vassals or servants, whereas you guys are lords, right, or masters, or employers, right. This is your retinue, managed by Vornon of House Doni. They serve your party this week. Alright, that is your entire crew. A large group, talk and discuss over food, drink and map, as like I said before. Who would like to start us off on proposing perhaps an idea for us, right? What we should try to accomplish this adventure. Any
I
ideas?
do have a question before we.
Yeah.
So you have given us herbs as clerics. I was wondering if those herbs do come with the properties that like typically clerics would use them for, so you can use them as clerics would use them.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Okay, great.
So like salt to keep vampires back, right? Iberia.
Yeah. That's why I picked the herbs I picked. Thank you. I just wanted to clarify.
Yep. You just gotta tell me how you want to use it and what you think you'll do, and then I'll tell you if it actually works or not. So. All right.
Okay.
Yep. So most common one is garlic. People will say, I want to use my garlic and take it out. Hopefully the garlic will scare off the vampires. I'll tell them, yes, it probably did. There's no vampires nearby anymore. So.
Right.
Alright. So again, who would like to start us off? Who would like to introduce a goal for us this week?
I
ahead.
think we should go to the sunken tomb, maybe collect some wood, and then head there.
Donnie, the only reason we needed wood is because we starved on the way there. That last expedition paved the road for everything we needed to know. Now we have the canoes. We won't starve when we get there. We know to not make a bunch of noise. We're just gonna prop the fucking thing up again. We're gonna go in, and level 2 is right there. We're gonna speed run it. But Bix is the shot caller this time, so we gotta hope she knows what she's doing. So
I'm sure she does.
Well, we can still make
I'm a little
Bruh.
suggestions.
bit of this.
We can still make suggestions.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are.
Yeah, it does seem like with everything else that this is the best course of action. But the trapdoor is just in that first room, right? From what we saw last time. Do do we think if those nails would keep the trapdoor open from last time?
we don't want it open. It lets level 2 monsters come out. So we're probably gonna have level 2 monsters in level 1, which is fine because we're gonna be fighting level 2 anyway. But we need to close the trapdoor after we leave. We just had to run out in a hurry. We're not supposed to leave that trapdoor open at all.
Hmm. Wait, so
I don't.
we're trying to get to level 2, right? From what I'm understanding. Apologies, I'm new to this, but I'm just
No, no. Yeah,
gonna
we're going
ask.
straight to level 2. Going straight to
Okay,
level 2.
so wouldn't the trapdoor be a quick pace to level 2 because level 2 monsters come out of it? Like,
No,
couldn't we go
it'll
through the
it'll.
trapdoor?
We want to go to level 2 to get the level 2 treasure that's in level 2. We don't want to fight the monsters. Monsters have loot on them, yeah, but it's usually just armor and weapons. There's not really a chance to get magic items off of a monster. So you want to go into level 2 and search for chests and like hidden treasures and secret passageways. You want to do that type of stuff. You don't want to just fight the monsters. That, for one, gets your party killed, and for two, doesn't yield a whole lot of reward other than the heads you can collect.
Probably need
So
to fight a few level 2 monsters along the way, but I get what you mean.
yeah, that is part of running a dungeon, is fighting the stuff in there.
Sadly.
But we don't want level 2 stuff in level 1, is what I'm saying. So we need to close the hamper before
Okay.
we leave this time. It should still be open, held by 2 halfway plunged in spikes.
Okay, so it
And
should be good then.
yeah,
He
how
could
many
have
canoes
always
do we
made
got?
the spikes fall out between then and now, because it has been like a week, and if they were half
Yeah.
in, then by then the weight would have pulled them out. So it would
Yeah,
probably just be a
true.
smarter idea to bring a log or a stick or something and prop it open.
Yeah, that's what we used bricks last time, but he said I watched him roll for the
By
bricks
the
to
way,
still be
Bricks, I
there,
think
so.
we have 2 canoes. I heard you ask. I'm sorry. Or Fragrant, sorry.
Yeah. Do we have to? Because he asked about 2 canoes, but then he said no. So how many canoes do we got?
He said to buy 2 more canoes, so we would have had 3 total, which we didn't need that many, so.
Wait, we have 3 canoes?
No,
No.
no,
Alright,
we have 2 canoes. I
we're
have one, he
together.
has one.
Okay.
Do we have a long enough rope or no? Or are we just going to just do the back and forth method?
I've only got 40 feet, so.
Does anyone else have rope?
Yeah, I think my character had rope on them. How
Okay,
much
then.
was it, DM?
What was it?
You start out with 50.
50, okay. So
50
there
for
we
the
go.
rope. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
that
there's
should be
only one
enough
canoe
to
available right
do
now.
the
It's
method.
Vonan's canoe, which was passed on to
He,
Kaiden, right? So,
Hayden, Egan, you've known me for a month. What the
Peter.
fuck?
Alright, Kaiden. So, Peter has it.
Alright. So we can go there and we can just tie the 2 ropes together to make the length so we can get 2 people over at a time. So that goes by quicker. Then we shouldn't need food because this should be a quicker travel, right?
Well,
Since
right
we
now
only
we have a
have one
canoe,
canoe.
and the canoe weighs about maybe 150 pounds. So if one person carries it or 2, we're heavy footmen. But if 4 carry it, then we might be medium, right? Because then they divide the weight,
Alright.
and each
Well, we
carries
have
maybe
enough
30
people for
pounds.
that.
Was it?
But we have enough people for
Yeah.
to carry the canoe so we can be not heavy footmen.
Mhm. Yeah. All right.
So we can do that. We'll have 4 people carry it, and we'll head over there and tie the ropes together to do that method.
Well, anything else we need to discuss before we set out?
Do we have torches?
Ix
Did
should still
anyone
have
buy
6 of them.
torches?
Ix should still have
Okay.
That was
6.
my other character. I don't have any torches. Does anyone else have torches?
Would they be on the body as we pass it?
No, the body
Oh,
will have been
no.
ravaged. Other people come through the dungeons and stuff. He's not gonna let
yeah,
that slide.
okay. Also, just to like make sure, we aren't gonna attack things that aren't attacking us first, right? Like,
Makes sense.
okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Alright, so did anyone mention that they had torches with them? Maybe one of the new guys have a bag of torches?
Yeah, I think my
I
character
do.
has torches on them.
No.
Yes, Kellen does have torches. He has plenty of supplies.
Excellent.
Alright.
What were I know I had read and detect magic. What was my other spell?
That's it. Read and detect magic.
Oh, okay.
There's 2 spells. It's read magic and detect magic.
Oh, okay. Hopefully it will come in use. Right.
But you only can memorize 1 per day. And we'll decide that in a little bit, which one you memorized, once we get our matching order set up. So, shall we set up our
And
matching
you
order
can
now then? As we're
you can
setting up?
copy any of Donnie's spells or Vernon's spells because Vernon's a mage, so you can copy any of his.
Oh yeah, sure.
We'll get our marching order set over here.
Alright. Do we want to discuss it before we set it up, or does everyone know what they're doing? Everyone ready?
I think we
I'm
should
good to be in
discuss it
front line. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to
Go
be
ahead and
because the
second or
discuss it
front
thief,
line. I
before I
have
sign it.
5 HP. I'm a cleric.
I'll be front
dude,
line.
the thief needs to be in the front to
we
prod,
could-
otherwise traps.
Do we have?
Last
I
time
don't
there
think
was
we
a
have a thief.
pitfall trap.
We don't have a thief.
I have a thief
Yeah.
with me.
Okay.
Oh.
It would also be wise to have the cleric somewhere in second, first rank, just in case we run.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
be. I have the most HP of all the clerics, so I'll be second or third. I don't really mind.
So ideally, what we want is we want like a shield in the front, a shield in the back. We want a thief in the front to prod, and then we want to have like our squishy units in the middle. And at least someone with a torch needs to be in the front, because every time we can't see anything.
Also, because
Like-
I'm a dwarf, I can see like twice as far with a torch. So if we bring a torch up front, we can see even farther.
Yeah, but
Well,
the thing is,
Donovan's
the
right next to you.
infravision,
Yeah.
He
the
said if the
infravision
torch is
gets
right next to you, you
blurred.
can
Yeah. Well, the torch
Yeah.
bearer can always stay in first rank and then fall back to second once combat starts.
Yeah, but you can't hold a torch because it actually blurs your infravision.
Yeah, so you need the torch behind you, and that's the best way to make it so our boomer can see 10 feet ahead of us. If the torch is right behind him, he can see 10 feet ahead of us, and we can see 5 feet ahead of us. So
Okay, so we need a torch in second rank, and we need a
Yeah,
torch in fourth rank.
Well, we can discuss the rank again whenever we actually get there, because we shouldn't need a torch until we get there.
Alright.
well, shot caller decides. So let's head out, boys.
Alright. If there's nothing else to discuss, let's get our marching order set up. Starting with Junie, what would you like to wield?
I'll wield my spear and shield, and I'll be in first rank.
Okay. And favorite, what would you like to wield?
My longbow and symbol, and I'll be in second rank.
Okay. And Peter, what would you like to wield?
Spear and sling until we get to the dungeon.
Your rank?
Second.
Okay. Vornan, what would you like to wield?
Hey,
I've got my shield, and does anyone have a torch? Is anyone gonna hold a torch in second rank?
I guess.
We can hold the
Callan will?
torches later.
No, I mean like for future. But anyway, I'll be in third rank. Shield and free hand.
Okay. Now Thea, what would you like to wield?
I'll wield my symbol in holy water. And what ranks are open?
Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and first. Still has a spot.
I'll do third.
Alright. Altric, what would you like to wield?
it's, I don't think I can do this. Something came up, but I don't think I'll have the time. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Alright. Well, have a good rest of your day then. Thanks for trying.
Gotcha.
Altric drops out. Okay, Callan? What would you like to wield?
Oh, I guess torch in third rank, if that makes sense.
Oh, we
Third
already
rank
have.
is kind of
Are
full.
we gonna have a torch in second?
You want to
Oh,
maybe stand at the front? If you stand at the front, you can see 10 feet ahead.
I'm a bit squishy. That's the thing. I'm a
Well, you can move
wizard.
back if something comes up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
but
go with that then.
you will leave me by myself in first rank though if you do that.
Are you tanky?
I'm tanky, but I'm level 1.
Hmm.
I'll do my best.
Okay. There's not much I can do. I don't really have anything to
Okay.
attack much with, but I'll try.
Yeah, maybe we can get
I
another
can move
fighter.
back.
It's
I'll
whatever.
go in first rank for now, and then if we encounter a fight or something, I'll move back.
Bro, who's in first rank at the moment?
Looking party. I'm doing the
Oh, let me check. Okay, so we have space for the thief then. That's good.
Alright, so Callan, you just want to wield your torch and you want to be first rank?
Yep.
Alright. Okay, and Dogash has been sent to the 5th rank.
Hey,
Anything
spell
in
that.
particular you want him to wield?
He's got his longbow out.
Okay.
How you spell his name?
Dolgash, Dolgash. Alright, Hilak went to the 5th rank as well, since he's a fighter.
Yep.
He is wielding his halberd or longbow.
Longbow.
Okay. And Comac is in the 4th rank. He is wielding.
I would like him to be in the first, but if no one wants to have him in the first, then he can just be in the 5th rank as well.
If we send him
Okay.
to the
Or
first, he'll be
fourth,
tight.
yeah, fourth. Yeah,
So
fourth
you could
then.
send Callan maybe to the
Yeah.
to the 4th.
We'll go 4th rank, and you can go first.
Okay. And he can be a torchbearer with a pole.
Yeah.
Alright, Callan, you were sent to 4th. A lot safer. You're the rear torch, and Comac is the lead torch at the front. First. Okay. Now that this is settled, we're able to begin our travels. So, your course of travel, the usual route to get to the sunken tomb is to follow the river, right southeast from the eastern side. But it is your choice. How would you like to get to the sunken tomb?
Wait, where am I in marching order?
Callan?
No,
Nope.
No,
Belnades.
Baladis? Oh shoot.
You're in third, I believe.
Let's see.
Nope,
Baladis
he
will
was
put you
not on
in.
the list.
We'll put you in 4th. There's a spot in
Fourth
4th.
is it?
Okay.
Well, notice what HP did you get this time?
2.
Let's go, upgrades, baby.
Hell yeah.
Alright, so what would you like to wield, Baladis?
Uh, just my longbow.
Good to go. Alright, let's begin our travels. What's your course of travel?
We'll just take the path.
The
There's no path,
southeast
but
path.
there's a river. You can use that.
Follow the river.
Oh, yeah, the river.
Do you want to follow it from the west or east side?
Pretty sure it was east.
The southeast.
The southeast.
Well, it goes southeast, right? But do you want to follow? You want to start from the west side of it or the east side of it?
I think we should go east.
Yeah, east.
All right, stick to the east side. Okay, you begin your travels, going beyond the wall. All right, the gates open. The guards bid you farewell and best of luck out there. Your men are brave. Families wave you goodbye, and soon you're beyond the village of Givelon. This could be for some of you the last time you'll see home. The recruits, right, wave their families home for their first time. The seasoned veterans at this point, maybe they have family left behind, maybe they don't, right? But they're doing it again, right? And we push forward. We begin our travels through open grasslands and into dense woodlands. It's a 2 league march, right? We're moving as medium footmen. The canoe is carried by 4 of your men who aren't too heavy. and those who are too heavy are mounted most likely. If not, then they're slowing the party down. But I think all heavy footmen have mounts, right? So I think the only heavy footmen were Vornon. Everyone else is maybe medium foot or light foot. So light foots are being assigned the canoe, right? So, and some of the medium foot as well. So canoes traveled with weight is divided, so we don't go beyond 80 pounds on any character, because if we do, that character becomes heavy. So no one carries more than 80 pounds while we march, except for Vornon, but he's of course mounted. So we make our way along the river through the dense briars, thickets, and such. Once we get to the dense woodlands, after 3 miles of marching over and across open grasslands, right, which is the first part of the march. But as we do this, it's still considered a day travel, so we're going to roll a d6 to determine if we encounter any wandering monsters. Safe travels. Through open grasslands, through dense woods, you arrive at a haunted lake, right? Supposedly haunted, but this lake does not seem haunted. It's just dead quiet and covered in a thick fog. You're at the northwestern corner of it, right? Or the start of it. The river flows southeast into the lake. The lake continues southeast. The shore, you're near the north shore, which continues east. The west shore is across the river naturally. So the only way forward, if you don't want to start from here and make your way across the lake here, is to go east along the north shore. You can see in the middle of this lake is a small island, roughly 30 meters by 30 meters, densely wooded, and it's very high, right? Very tall island, right? At the very top of it, you can see the ruin, right? A collapsed kind of fortress that has become a tomb and has made its or has been given the name the Sunken Tomb. A supposedly haunted tomb in the middle of a haunted lake. Some say that sunk below, right? That collapsed, right? Um, we have survivors that have been there before, and they might describe to you that they've been inside, right? And they might share other information as they have already kind of done. But they have been there, so don't think that you'll drown right away. And it doesn't look like it's underwater right now. But maybe at certain times of the year, the island might at least get smaller, right? If the water rises. Right now, it's not too deep. It doesn't look too deep, right? But it is getting close to winter time. It's currently late November of year 13 in our campaign world. So it's the end of fall, and it's going to be the start of winter next week. All right, from here, how would your men like to continue?
Currently, where are we?
We're at the northwest side of the lake.
Okay. I think we proceed further south
South of the
Yeah,
lake.
to where
into
that
the lake.
shorter length is. You said like on the side of it, the distance between the island and the shore is like 60 feet, right?
From where you're standing to the island is roughly 270 feet or more, maybe 300 feet.
Yeah,
You
but
might
if we
want to
continue to
continue
go
along
around
the
it
shore. Yeah.
I think it was the south, right?
Yeah,
There's
so
a shorter.
yeah, so we could just move east until the island is north of us.
Yeah.
The island's southeast of you, right?
Yeah.
The
Oh
lake
no,
flows southeast.
no, we said we're gonna move
You
east.
start it from the northwest.
Yeah, we're gonna move east until around it until the island is north of us.
I think you just mean ahead.
So you want to march east until the island's somehow north of you, even though it's
No,
south of
like
us right
east
now?
along the along the shore. So like we're gonna go clockwise around it
So we're
until the
gonna
island is north
progress
of us.
southeast then.
Yeah, what I meant.
Southeast is the lake. Right now the shore continues eastward.
Okay. So I think we're gonna go east until we get to the lake, and then we're gonna prop our canoe up and start heading
We're
to
at the
the
lake,
sunken
right?
tomb. Oh,
We're
we're
at the
at the lake
northwest
right
corner of
now.
the lake.
Okay.
I think I've said
I
that
think we're
3
just gonna
times now.
take our canoe. Sorry. We're gonna take our canoe, and who wants to get in it first? We'll take the canoe and then go southeast.
A
I
cleric
think
should go
I can take
first.
the. Sure. Okay. The
There can
cleric
be two
wants
people
to.
though. Yeah, there should be two people though. So
Yeah.
Me and a cleric
I'll
could
take
go.
it with Calmac, I guess. I'll take the first trip with Calmac.
So the party discusses, figures things out, looks over the terrain, and they decide this is a good time to settle in and begin crossing. Is that right? You're 300 feet from the island.
Yes.
We're 300 feet from
Yes.
the island. 300 feet from the island.
Is that a bad idea then?
300 feet. Last time it was like only 90 feet.
It was night. Yeah, we need to go up more, and then we need to be straight
Oh,
across from it. So I don't. Our
I
shot caller's
see.
supposed to be saying all this stuff. So I don't know
Dude,
what's going
I
on.
don't get why you're
I
not.
was trying to
I don't
figure
get
out,
why you're not.
because I don't know the directions, but I was saying that we need to continue going until we get to that shorter distance. I don't know which
Keep
side
going
of the
east.
island that is, though. Yeah.
So you're at the north shore right now, or the northwest shore, right? But you can continue east along the north shore if you want, until maybe you're a
Yeah.
shorter distance from the island.
We're following the shore till we go around to the other side of the island, basically to where it's short. There's a shorter distance between it.
Okay. So you can imagine this. Okay. Imagine this cracker here is the lake. Okay. Imagine these dice here is the river that flows southeast into it. Does that make sense? Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You were on the east side of the river. Camera, let's go. Go focus. Okay, if you were on the east side of the river, you marched southeast to it. I told you you began on the northwest corner of the lake, right? So if you're at the northwest corner of the lake, and the island is in the middle of the lake, then you go, I said you can continue east along the north shore, right? So naturally, a shorter distance would be directly north of the island. Does that make sense? Some of you have
Oh,
been
I get
saying you
it.
want to go
Yeah.
all the way around until you were south of the island.
No, that's a terrible idea. We should just go to that little corner of the cracker, right there, and then travel across where it's the closest.
So from here
The,
you can move east along the north shore until you're directly north of it, and then you can begin
yes.
crossing. Because
Yeah.
mathematically, that would be the shortest distance, right? Versus if you
Yep, we'll
started
do
from the
that.
corner.
We want to get directly north of it.
Okay, good to go. Easily done. You march east until you're directly north of the island through the woods. It's dead quiet here, and there's a dense fog. When you get to, direct north of it, that's when you, of course, are able to tie your horses down, take the canoes out, set them on the shore. There are other boats here, actually. 2 rafts are on the shoreline here. You have 1 canoe, right, which was brought by is under Caden's name, and it's been carried by, or not Caden, but um, Peter, right? Under Peter's name, so it's Peter's canoe being carried by 3 other men, along with himself. So
Alright,
they
we
set
can
the
all actually travel with these rafts.
Yeah, you
So
can use the rafts too if you want. You've got 2 rafts and 1 canoe.
yep. Alright, I'm gonna take a raft across with whoever wants to join me. We can have another 2 people in the canoe that gets pulled back by a rope. We have another 2 people on the raft. So we can have 3 means of travel. Actually, can I inspect these rafts for any damage first? Is that gonna take a turn, or can I just like look at them real quick, see if they look good?
Alright,
Deacon?
yeah, so you look at the rafts, right? They look like normal wooden rafts. But if you want to take the time to
Damage.
look for hidden damage, you can do that too, right?
Are they on the bank, or are they like in the water?
They're on the bank, they're on the shore, they've been pulled up.
Oh, they're fine then. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna take a raft across with whoever wants to join me, and then we should have 2 people on the canoe with a rope attached to it. Should have 2 more people on the other raft. That'll be the fastest way we can do this, and it should only take 3 turns, right? Or yeah, because
Well, we've
2
got
people go
90 feet
across,
of
2 go
water,
for
and the canoes move at the rate of,
6.
let's see how fast they move per round.
Oh, we only have 7 people, yeah. So we can just send 6 people across on the first one. Then 1 person rows back on the canoe, picks up the other guy.
Alright, so the rafts
Yeah, I
move at the
think
rate
that's
of
the
30
best
feet.
way.
Um, yeah, 30 feet is their movement per round. Um, the the canoe moves at the rate of 60 feet per round. So once people are put into the canoes, right, and you start rowing across, it takes about half a minute basically to get the raft and the canoe to the other side, drop off the men. That takes maybe another half minute to just let them climb out, right, and settle in, and then the canoe can be rowed back across to pick up the next group, right? We've got to do this so that we can get a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 men across. So your first attempt, you get 3 men off, right? Next, you get 3. So it just take basically about 4 trips, right? 3 to 4 trips back and forth. So therefore, if it takes 3 to 4 trips back and forth, it takes about a minute, basically, for back and forth. It's going to take roughly a turn to get one across with 3 boats you've got, right? Or water vehicles. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. So so when you first got to the shore, before you even start your action, you guys took a moment to just plan things out and rest, so that when you do start adventuring or taking action again, you guys are fully rested. We're on turn 0. Every hour of adventuring requires a 10-minute break. Most of these breaks are taken at the 50-minute mark, 50 to 60 minutes of an hour. So we're on turn 0. You get your men across, and it takes a total of 1 turn to get all your men across. By the time all the men are across, all the boats are on the shore of the north side of the island. And as we did this, most of the party that weren't crossing right at the start, which is post security and prepare to climb into the boats when they come back, those party members that did make it onto the island, did any of you want to do anything other than post security and wait?
Wait, who's going first?
We're already across the island. No,
If it
there's
matters,
only
your
one
clerics
person on
went
the other
first,
side.
or your clerics should drop that first.
Hello?
Okay.
Hello, Mike, you're a bit too late. Sorry, buddy.
I know, I'm just wishing happy New Year's Eve.
Happy New Year's, brother. We'll see.
Alright, somebody in the canoe
I-
can go back and pick up the last guy.
Yep, all guys have been brought across. So,
Oh, okay. Alright,
it's
get in
turn
marching order.
1 now. You've been adventuring for about 10 minutes. You resume marching order from here. You guys have anything else you want to discuss or do before we continue?
I'm gonna put my sling away and my spear. I'm gonna put both of them away. I'm gonna equip my crux in my left hand and a torch in the right. Well, I guess backwards since I'm right-handed. Yeah,
Okay, cross and torch being equipped. Is this one of your own torches or someone else's?
No, I'm gonna take one of Callan's.
Callan's? Okay, Callan, if it's alright with you, you're going to prepare torches for all the torchbearers of the crew, which include Colmac, yourself, and Peter. Is that
Yeah,
fine?
that works for me.
Okay, so it's -3 torches. Alright, nice. So we have a torch.
Didn't Vernon say that he wanted to set up a post or something?
Bro, I don't think we have time for that. Like, I don't think we have
Alright.
all the equipment we need and stuff either.
Okay then. We'll just continue marching order and head up to the tomb.
Okay. Alright. So in that case, Frigrid, you want to lead your men? Let's see, which direction?
I believe it's just straight north up the island to get to the tomb.
We're on the north side of the island, so north of us is the lake. South would be going up the hill to the top of the island. Southeast and southwest
right,
slightly uphill.
south. Yeah.
Okay,
Then
going
we'll
south
just
up.
go straight south then.
Alright, straight south, making your way up the slopes. Your men are in marching order. Okay, rolling for the undead. Okay, it's been quiet. The forest is dead quiet. Halfway up, you guys do see, if you look closely, the forest is decorated with bones. In the roots are bones. In the trees are bones. And the hanging from the trees are bones, right? If you look carefully enough, you'll see them kind of blending in with the rest of the forest. Strange, just random pieces of bones here and there, right? Femurs, rib cages, sometimes some skulls, sometimes whole skeletons. But you seem to ignore them. You continue up the hill to the very top. When we get to the top of the island, you find here a collapsed kind of stone ruin that's consisting of a collapsed, or just a lower kind of wall, lower outer wall, mostly collapsed, many holes in it. And beyond it is a stone building with a tower that seems collapsed into the eastern half, a small tower, but it's collapsed into the eastern half, creating somewhat a ruin, or the ruin of above the tomb, right? So the entrance looks to be on the west side. How would you like to enter?
We'd like to go through the entrance, the door.
Main entrance? Okay. There's an open
Yeah.
doorway here. Peter points it out. Any objections?
And do we have anyone who could possibly prod the ground just to make sure that
We already
there
have a
isn't
team
any
up
new
there.
cracks?
Comac
Oh, we
nods.
do? Alright.
Says to you. Frigrid, I got this. And he starts prodding the ground ahead. His eyes are on the floor. Torch in the other hand. He's in the front with you. Or with, Journey.
Just make sure the torches are lit and then we can just head down.
Okay.
Listen
By the
out.
time you got to the top of the island, it became turn 2, by the way. Let's see. Wandering monster check. It's been quiet. You enter the ruin. You walk through a stone archway leading into a 15-foot chamber with pillars supporting it. Most of the pillars toward the east are collapsed, with the lower or with the upper part of the building collapsing in on itself, right? So the tower has collapsed into the chamber that you're in, making the east side difficult to move through if you're trying to go there. But the west side is where you enter from, and the west side is mostly alright, particularly just the west side, right? In the middle of it, hard to maybe enter because the east side's collapsed over it, is a coffin within which has a stair leading down. There's other than that, there's some stone benches here and there. There's not much in here, right? It's just a small stone building. Might have
We're
been
gonna
the,
head down while
the hole
prodding.
that time at some point.
Did our meta users memorize spells yet?
Oh, let's go over that. Good call. So,
Oh, good shit, Boomer.
Warren, what spells did you memorize for this one?
I got 2 sleeps, 1 charm person, and floating disc, and phantasmal force, I think.
So 2 sleeps, a charm. You said 2 sleeps, charm, phantasmal force, and what else?
Floating disc.
Just a heads up, sleep doesn't work on the undead.
Alright, good to go. And our other medium, who is Callum, did you want to memorize one of your own spells, or because you have read magic, did you want to memorize someone else's spell?
I'll memorize someone else's spell, I guess.
Alright,
Because I
so
can't believe.
if it's alright with you, he can look through your book. Fornan?
Is that good?
Is that fine?
Donnie.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, Callan, which of his first level spells did you want to memorize? You can choose between Floating Disc, Charm, Sleep. Let's see, he's also got... Do you have any other ones you can pick from?
I've got protection from evil, magic missile, detect magic.
Protection
I've
from
also
evil
got
works
read
against
languages.
undead, right?
Protect from Evil then.
Yeah, it works against undead, right?
It's really good against undead, right?
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I guess I'll be a support caster.
This will make you invulnerable to undead as long as you choose to do no harm. Let's see.
Fine by me.
You can still
Just
make
stand in a
range
doorway. Just stand in a doorway and block it.
You can still make range attacks too.
I just kite the undead to follow me, and I just let them fall one by one into the trap door.
So you could do that, and you could also have like a bow, and you could still shoot them with that laser.
Oh.
I'm
Wait,
not sure.
really? I thought I can't do any harm.
Yeah. They can shoot him, he can't shoot them.
Oh. I thought you could.
Oh,
still
wait,
use
they
it.
can harm me?
With bows, right? Missile attacks.
Oh.
I thought you
Spell
could do
wards
it,
the caster from attack by creatures of another alignment as follows. Bonuses, the caster gains a +1 bonus to saving throws against attacks or special abilities of affected creatures. And affected creature attacks against the casters are penalized by -1. Enchanted creatures, constructed creatures, or summoned creatures. The spell additionally prevents such creatures from attacking the caster in melee, but they still may make ranged attacks. If the caster engages such creature in melee, this protection is broken. The caster still gains the save and attack bonuses mentioned above. So,
Yeah, so the caster can still do missile then.
yeah, but then if he opens fire, then they'll open fire too, most likely. So.
Okay.
Right, so I just gotta be smart about it.
Okay. So from here, how shall we proceed?
I'm just gonna head down while prodding.
Okay. The stairs are very narrow and only allow you to descend single file. They're about only 1.5 feet wide. Right? Is this fine?
Yep, that's okay.
You want to send Comac down first?
Yep.
Alright, he prods the stairs on his way down, lighting the way with his torch. He's brave, right? He's a thief. It's his job. Just scout ahead. Alright, he's prodding the floor ahead, carefully observing, carefully exploring, carefully mapping, moving quietly and careful. Right. Prodding the floor, watching it carefully. He's not really looking ahead, unfortunately. He's focused on that floor. So you might be surprised if there's anything up ahead, but he's still somewhat aware of his surroundings. He's not completely blinded. You eventually make it down the stairs. The stairs spiral down for about 30 feet. Halfway down, you find yourselves entering into a domed ceiling chamber. Very small chamber, only 10 foot by 10 foot. 3 exits, one to the north, one to the west, one to the south. And what you find in here on your way down is directly to your west, in the same chamber, right? between you and the western exit, there's a collapsed or closed trapdoor with some ropes attached to it and spikes on the end. It smells pretty bad here. You see a rotting human corpse against the western wall. It smells really bad on your way down. You see like maggots and flies coming in and out of it. There's a few more corpses in here. Um, but there's
We
not
don't
much
get sick. Can we
else.
ignore them and just head down? So we don't get sick. I don't want to be in here any longer. We're just
Smells
gonna head
pretty
straight
bad.
down the trapdoor.
On your way down, you have a -1 penalty due to the stench, right? It's hard to think
Yeah,
and
we're gonna
concentrate.
go straight down. We're
Fresh
gonna ignore
corpses,
everything.
right? Let's see. They're about maybe only a week or two old. Alright, so as soon as you got down those stairs, you see a trapdoor as well. It's closed. It's directly west of you.
Oh, okay. We're gonna open it. We'll just have our thief pry it open with his hands. He'll just open it.
Okay.
Hold it open so we can get back out.
I'll open too.
We have bricks underneath the stairs. So I'm gonna go grab the bricks under the stairs. You can.
Okay. You make it. Okay, so you're breaking formation. Some of you are taking other actions other than stand by, right, and wait. So as your thief is about to open the door, you want to be grabbing the bricks while he's doing that, or do you want to grab the bricks
Yeah,
before he opens the door?
I'm gonna be grabbing him while he's doing it.
Alright, so you tell him start opening that door, and you go away. Or you step off the stairs and make your way toward the back of the stairs where the bricks were.
Yep.
So as you're doing this, did anyone else want to take an action? One at a time, please.
I'll help the thief.
How do you help him?
I will just help him pry.
Oh, so you poke with your own spear?
No, it's something pry my hand.
With your hand?
Yeah.
Oh, he's saying pry, not prod. He's saying pry. Like I open the door.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the two of you set your gear aside. He sets his pole on the stairs. You set your weapons on the floor. And you start grabbing at the handle together to lift the trapdoor open, right? So you pull. Okay. And you get the thing opened. And while that thing is pulled open, the remains to your north get up, right? They break off the wall, right, or from the floor, and they immediately start moaning, right? They gasp, right, alive, and they start crawling, or they start rushing you, right, from where they stood. As the door opened, there's a few more of them down there, right, making their way up. One is, very crispy, and you're surrounded, right, by zombies.
Wonder who that is.
All right, we're gonna take action.
Holy shit.
Going down the list, starting with
Um,
Junie. You're unarmed, right? You're standing in the trap door area in the pit, trying to lift it open, or you just got it open and there's a bunch of zombies down there, or at least
shut the door.
one. Okay. Junie, what's your action here?
I'm gonna shut the door.
Shut it. All right. You try to shut the door. Okay. As you're trying to shut that door, Fagrid, you're at the bottom of the stairs, pretty close by. Going simple out. What's your action?
I'm gonna start turning undead.
Alright, turning undead. Which way you want to turn? There's some in the stairs directly west, and there's some to the north.
Which ones are closer?
The closest one to you is the one in the stairs to the west, but then the ones that are on the same level as you, or actually, they're pretty much equal distance. There's the one in the stairs are closer to your guys that are in the pit, and the ones that are in the chamber are north of you. They're making their way toward the guys in the pit, though. Maybe one of them might go for you on the stairs. But there's two to the north, and
Oh.
there's one west of you.
I'll do the ones to the north.
Okay. Alright. So as you're doing this, Peter, you're in the second rank, right? Or no, you're not. You broke rank.
No, I'm getting
You're
the bricks
toward
under the
the
stairs.
southeast corner, right? You're picking up some bricks, or you're on the way over to pick up some bricks when you heard combat start. You want to continue trying to pick up bricks or something else?
I have my cross in my hands. I'm gonna turn around and immediately pray.
Right. When you turn to your west, you don't see anything. You want to move to the west before you start praying?
No, I'm gonna start praying while I walk.
Okay. Start praying while you walk. Okay. You're moving west as you pray?
Towards the sound, yeah.
Okay. So, moving west. You're praying. Let's see real quick. Turn on dead. Alright, in combat, turning. Let me see real quick if you can move and turn at the same time. Just double checking.
We had the other people do it last time. I think
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Boomer's
double check.
character. Oh, okay.
Let's see. I haven't checked that in a while.
I need like an 11 or something turns on.
I have a 12 wisdom. Boomer, is that what I need?
You need to roll 11 or higher on 2d6.
Oh.
No, it's a 9. It's a 9. Actually, 9. So like you need like a 6 and a 3 to actually turn to even turn them. Then you gotta roll to
Right.
see how many.
Let's see. We treat turning usually like a spell in our games, so typically, yeah, spells you cannot move or do any other action but cast. So I'll say that in this case, it's not exactly a spell though, so you're just moving and turning at the same time. We'll just let that happen, but it just occurs on the magic phase. Let's see.
Okay.
All right. So you're praying and praying, right? You start to pray, and your prayer doesn't end until, of course, the magic phase, when it might have results or yield results. But Peter is moving westward, and he's praying, right? He's using turn. So you're moving toward the west where you hear combat, but you don't know exactly where your targets are quite yet. You have no visuals on them yet. All right.
Right. And I still have a torch in my hand as well.
Yep, I know. Vornan,
Yes.
you were on the stairs further up. You're about You're behind the group that's at the bottom of the stairs. They're still on the stairs. They're just at the lowest level of stairs. So you're still on the stairs. You can still somewhat see the chamber, kind of, but the stairs spiral down, right? So you don't know exactly what's going on. You don't really have a good angle on any of the monsters due to the fact that you're higher up the stairs. If you remember, stairs are single file and they go up, right, spiraling. So naturally, the further up you go, right, at some point, you can't see the monsters anymore, right? You're at that point where you can't see the monsters because you're, the third one from the very bottom. So you just hear what's going on down there, but you can't really see what's going on. From here, what do you want to do? Do you want to try to push forward, push the guys ahead of you? You just want to hold? You want to try to back up? What's your action?
I'm gonna push up a bit so I can see more.
All right, you're trying to move
Yeah,
down.
but I'll tell the retainers to move up with me.
Okay. So you're trying to get down those stairs, and if the guys ahead of you don't move, then you can't go down unless you force them out of the way. Let's see. Now, Thea, you're also further up on the stairs with Vornan. Do you want to try to keep going down the stairs or something else?
I don't have visual of any corpses, right? That's
Yep,
what you
you have
said.
no visuals yet. The chamber is small and most of us
Um,
are still on the stairs still. So we're not actually down there yet.
okay. And I'm still like towards the top of the stairs, just
Yeah, you're further up.
okay. I would still like to start praying.
Start praying anyway? Okay.
Yeah. And actually, I think that's all. Let's just stay praying.
Okay. Yeah, one action per round. Let's see. So you're turning from the stairs. Okay. Belenades.
No,
But
not turning.
oh,
I'm not
just
casting Turn Undead. I'm just, I'd like to cast Protection from Us, so they don't run, they just don't come near us.
okay. So yeah, still turn undead. Let's see. All right, Belenades. You're one of the furthest characters from this combat. You're high up on the stairs still, maybe still even in the ruin, right? From here, the best you can do is maybe fall back or just try to keep going down or hold your position. What's your action?
Um, can I advance forward and have an arrow ready in my bow
Mhm.
since I
All
have my
right.
longbow equipped?
You'll keep trying to move down those stairs, but if no one further past you moves, then you can't keep going, right? Callan,
Okay.
you're with Bill Nades at the top of the stairs. Do you want to keep trying to go down or something else? Callan,
Sorry, apologies. There was a little bit of an audio issue. Say again.
what's your action? Do you want to keep going downstairs or something else?
I'm gonna wait for the group mostly, but Yeah, I guess we'll keep going downstairs.
Okay, so if there's space, you'll keep going down, but otherwise you're just gonna wait. Uh, the retainers are further up, like Bulgash and or Dolgash and Hilag. They're just kind of trying to get down there, but they've got to wait for everyone else to get down there first and find some spacing to stand. We're descending into a small chamber, so a large group like ours in a small chamber is not very efficient, right? To fight in, right? Uh, on the other hand, Comac is, down in the pit where the trapdoor is, as a monster runs after him. So his action is to climb out of the pit and make his way south, away from this. Alright, so what actually happens is, let's see, we're going to start with missile phase for the first round of combat. The distance of each monster. There's a monster that just got up to the northwest, monster that just got up to the northeast, monster that just got up to the from the stairs below us. So they just managed to get up last round and look around, right? But this round they're going to move even more and close some distance to attack us. So for missile phase, we see nothing happening between either side. For movement phase, we see Vornan. He is trying to go downstairs, and this is only allowable if the people in front of him are moving down. If he's in third rank and the people in front of him are Fragrid, who's not moving downstairs, she's turning undead from where she stands, and of course beside her is Peter, who is no, not Peter. Actually, Peter's further, or he's in the chamber. So the one in the way is Fragrid. She's still on the stairs. The stairs are single file. So if not everyone descends, if anyone decides to stand or stay still and they're ahead of the others that are trying to go down, no one can proceed. So basically, Vornon, you're like right behind Fragrid, and she's like a choke point right now, right? She's keeping you from descending from her position. So it's you and Nathia right behind her, right? You're probably in front of Nathia, Nathia's right behind you, and you're right behind Fragrid. So you can see she's trying to compel the undead with her holy symbol. Do you want to push her and try to get down the stairs, or do you want to just hold, or something else?
I think I'll just hold and tell her to move.
All right, you're like, come on, get down there, right? And she's busy trying to pray. Let's see. So you lose your action then, right? You decide not to move. Belinadis is trying to get downstairs, but no one's moving, right? So he can't move. Callan, same thing, trying to get downstairs, but no one's moving downstairs, so he can't move either. Belgash is trying to go downstairs, no one's moving, so he doesn't move either. And Hilag is trying to go downstairs, but no one's moving, so he doesn't move either. Comac gets out of the pit, climbs out toward the south, and pushes and backs up into. While he climbs out toward the south, he bumps into someone. This is Peter, who was moving west from where he was standing, and so you guys bump into each other, right? He climbed out and bumped into you,
He
and you
didn't
kept
see
getting
my
going to the
torch?
southeast. No, he climbed out, right? He climbed out of the pit. He probably knew you were there, but he didn't know that you would move into him, right?
Wait, why was he in the pit? I thought he just opened the door.
He had to step kind of in the pit over it to lift the door, right? The
Oh,
door starts.
okay.
The door's on the east side. You're not there anymore. You shouldn't be asking this question, right? This would be thinking. So, that would be your action next round if you want to find out why he did that. Let's see. Or why he was where he was at. Okay. Um, we're going to we're going to the next phase, which is melee. The monsters have moved. The one to the northwest moved against Journey, right? Who is at this point grabbing the door and trying to close it, but that happens on miscellaneous phase. So before he can close that door, one slammed into him and attacked him. Let's see if it kills him or hurts him. Rolling to hit. He's hit. Monster crashes into him, brings him to the ground, right, and starts chewing into him, right, with its teeth. Right, damage is very aggressive, chewing through his neck, right.
Can I kick him as he comes at me?
5 damage. How many hit points do you have?
9.
You were busy trying to open that door, right? You can't just switch your action. So while you were trying to open that door, he slammed into you.
I was trying to close it, not open it.
Okay, yeah, you were trying to close it. I mean, slam it, right? Close it shut. And while you're trying to close it shut, he ran into you. He didn't just watch you close it. So, and he took you to the ground, right? Started chewing into your neck. Dealt you 5 damage. How many hit points do you have?
9.
Okay, yeah, 4 of 9. So he's basically just chewing into your shoulder at the moment, not penetrating your clothes quite yet. But his teeth are causing a lot of bruising and pain in your shoulder. You're 4 at
I thought
9.
we had a, thought we had a round as they were getting up. We had a round to do something. What?
Hmm?
Yeah,
You said I thought we had a round. Oh, I thought somebody was calling.
yeah, I thought we
This
had a
is it.
round as
They
they were
got
getting
up
their
and
way.
attacked.
Oh, okay, okay.
Alright. While you guys were busy doing whatever you were doing previously, they weren't just there, right? Not doing stuff. They did something, and I give you guys a chance to act. This is your chance to act. So that was your chance, right? Like the monster is moving toward you, and you chose to go for the door instead of fight it, right? So or retreat. So let's see. There's the one from that position that ran into Junie, right? Bit him. The one below, going up the stairs, bites at his lower half, right? Journey, you're not grappled or anything. You're just in normal close range with this thing, trying to shove it off of you. But another one comes in and just kind of bites at your lower half. 16. All right, it's gonna hit against your armor class. Shield is not benefiting you right now. They're too close. Let's see. And this one's not attacking your shield flank, attacking below you. It's your legs. All right, 2 damage. The average man could not sustain so much damage, right? But Journey is something. He's a lot different. He's a lot tougher than the average man, and survives a lot of brutal hits, right? Um, okay. So right after that one bit Journey, there's one more. This last one ran into whoever was at the bottom of the stairs, which was Fragrid. So Fragrid, you're at the bottom of the stairs. You raised your symbol against this one as it rushed you, and before you could complete your prayer, it attacked you. Rolling to hit against Fragrid. 7. As it runs at you, as you're trying to pray, and it closes distance, you just kind of kick it back, right? Keep it at bay with your foot, and you keep praying. And melee comes to an end, and we go into magic phase. That's when the turning starts. So, very good. You're starting to turn. Uh, the other character trying to turn was Peter, but your action was intercepted by the retainer. And then of course Nathea, you're turning from the stairs, but they need to be able to see you in order to be affected. So you still pray anyway. Let's see if you can feel the power of God with you. You don't feel the power of God at the moment, or maybe you do, but it's not really important because you can't really target anything yet. What's so important is Fragrant being able to turn at this moment. Fragrant, what's your wisdom?
13.
13. Alright. You start praying, you start turning them, you're speaking Latin, right? Compelling them. It's a +1, so it's an 8. That's a pass. And you affect 4 hit dice worth, so it's only 2 of them are affected. And you go for the ones that are with you, right? Which are the one that's attacking you and the one on top of Journey. So that's just 2 of them that are affected right now. So you get power over 2 of them, right, with your symbol. You start to feel the faith, and they start to feel it, right? They start to feel fear, right? They start to fear God in this moment, right? Um, God's holiness, right? Your God's holiness or your holy powers. Um, and in that case, we go into the next round. You see that they're breaking down. The 2 of them, the one that's on top of Journey, right? The first one that got him, starts to feel intense holiness behind it, and immediately starts reaching for the back of its head as if it's burning, right? And tries to cower against that radiating holiness, right? The one that was rushing, of course, Frigid herself, that she kicked back. Uh, that one, of course, sees that symbol face, hears her prayers, grabs at its ears, almost pulling at the ears, right, to tear them off, and it's like feeling a great holiness. It kind of backs up into the shadows, into the north exit, right, afraid for what she has to say and what she is doing, bearing her symbol against it. The other one sees his friends, of course, starting to turn, away from this area due to her holiness. But this last one is not quite turned, right? It's not quite afraid yet. It doesn't feel the holiness quite yet. So it instead continues to bite against Journey. Um, But this round you'll get a chance to declare your follow-up actions. Journey, as these guys, surround you and start tearing at you, how would you counter this? The door wasn't unfortunately closed because they got to you before you could close it. So, what's your follow-up
Okay.
action?
Doesn't it
The
close on
one
its
that
own weight? Beacon?
the one that's on me, can I like throw it or kick it down the door, down the stairs?
They're in the pit
So-
in which the door was opened at the moment.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll
And
shove it off
also,
me and try to
that's gonna act as your
get out.
question. If you question the combat right situation, it will be your action, right? You're like observing the battlefield. So,
Okay.
just moving forward. Last warning, okay? So we have to get you better at that. Otherwise, the combat keeps slowing down if we keep asking questions.
Okay.
So questions are good if you really need to, but it's gonna slow your combat down and it's gonna cost your action. So you need to pay attention, or you just need to go with what you know, right?
Yeah.
So, Journey, what's your action?
Can I shove the one off me and climb out?
Okay. Yeah, you want to just kick it away, get some distance.
Mhm.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna do a force doors check on him. We'll see. Okay. And then Fragred, from the stairs, you compelled two of them. Do you want to keep trying to compel all of them, or do you want to do something differently?
I'm going to keep trying to compel them and try to move out of the stairwell while I'm
Okay.
doing that.
If you want, you can either step off the stairs toward the north or the south, pretty much. But the south, there's two people there. North, there's a monster fleeing, so north is more clear than the other positions. What you could do is you could step
I'll go
north,
north
but
then.
keep kind of facing both positions. You can't really face both positions at
Yeah.
once. So if you step toward the north, you either have to keep your symbol toward the north or a symbol toward the south. South is the pit, north is the exit. So if you step off the stairs to the north, you want to turn your back to the shadows and bear your symbol against the ones in the pit, or do you want to keep your symbol raised
Yeah.
against the ones to the north?
Yeah, because they're all in like they would all be towards the south, right? If I move to the north.
Only two are to the south, one fled north. But if you turn your back to the north, then that one might come back, right? So what's your move? Do you want to like step up the stairs
Yeah.
and bear your symbol north and rely on the other clerics to maybe do their job, right? So to take care of the other ones. Or what's your move? North or south?
I'll
You don't have much time.
continue. I move into the north, facing the south.
Facing south. Okay. So you step up the stairs toward the north, turn your back to the north, face south toward the pit, and compel into the pit where two monsters are, right? We'll see. So that's your move. You're doing a movement, and you're doing a turning, and you're turning toward the south. Movement north, turning south. Okay. Peter, for this round, you were toward the southeast. You try to move west, but you bump into our thief here, who's Colmac, right, who got in your way as he climbed out of the pit, um, where the trapdoor
I'm just
was.
gonna
So now
walk
he's in the
around him
way,
and keep praying.
right? You can see he kind of backs up, moves toward the west into the southwest corner, giving you space to move toward the south, right, directly north of the south exit, if that's okay.
I'm
And
gonna
then from
just keep
there,
walking there and praying.
keep walking. Okay, yeah,
And
you can
praying
step
at the
toward the
same
west.
time.
You'll be on the
Because,
south side of the chamber, and you can compel northward.
yeah, and is that gonna hit the whole room since it's gonna,
Yeah,
I'm
you
facing,
would face
yeah.
north, so it would hit the pit and it would hit the north exit. So if that one does
Okay,
come back to get our other cleric from behind, you will have your symbol facing that direction.
okay, and I'm gonna hand him the torch and point at the door while I'm walking and
You
praying,
only can do
because that
one
should.
thing. You can't do all those things at once, right? One action. So,
With my free hand, that's not a miscellaneous. Just pointing at the door behind me, because there's gonna be a door behind me now. I can't just point at it with a miscellaneous while I'm walking and praying.
okay. So yeah, for one hand, you kind of point behind you at the exit. Okay.
To tell
But
him to watch it, I guess.
miscellaneous is its own action, right? Like if you choose to attack or magic or miscellaneous, that is an action. So you can't melee and miscellaneous. It's melee or
Yeah, I wasn't trying to
miscellaneous.
melee or nothing.
So technically,
Okay.
I'll let it slide just this once that you point behind you as you raise your symbol forward to the north. Okay. Is that
Okay.
fair? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll figure out what that means. Okay. So basically, you're moving west. You're turning to the north, and you're also pointing to the south. typically, you know, you only get one action, but in this case, yeah, you kind of split it up a little bit with your hands. Let's see. Um, then Vornon, on the other hand, you were still on the
Yeah.
stairs, right? But people are moving out of the way. You were right behind Fragrid, who is stepping northward. So as soon as she steps northward, you can move down the stairs slowing. And if you move into the chamber, you can allow even more people in. So, but of course, directly west is the
Yeah.
pit, right? Where Druni is, and monsters are near him. So moving west is not a good idea. Moving north, you can. There's someone to the north. You might hop toward northeast though. That's fine, but then you can't really see much from there. It's a corner. You can see a lot from
Okay,
the
I'm
bottom of the
gonna.
stairs, but if you stay at the bottom of the stairs, then no one else can come in.
Yeah.
So what do you
So what
want
I'm
to do?
gonna do is
Mhm.
I'm gonna move northeast so my men can come into the area and they
Mhm.
can probably help Bruni.
Right. So as soon as you finish climbing down these stairs, you would step into the chamber toward the northeast. Then you can see toward the west.
Yes.
And that's pretty much it, because the stairs block your south view, and there's a wall to your north. So if you step to the northeast, you're in a corner, and you can only face west, which is where, of course, Fragard is going to be. So, all right. As you're moving toward the northeast from the stairs, uh, Nalthea, you were further up the stairs. People are starting to move. Traffic's starting to clear up. As Vornan steps in, you were right behind Vornan. So if you want to keep moving, allowing others to get in, you have to figure out which way you enter the chamber, right? Again, there's a pit to your west. Right now, there's not a lot of spacing. The best position is kind of the center, at the bottom of the stairs. But if you move, or if you stay there, no one else can enter. So right now, your best options are to move either southeast into where you can hop southeast into where basically Peter was, right? He's not there anymore. He's to the south. If you do that, you allow more people in. So that's kind of your only option at the moment. If you want to move,
Okay.
is that
Can I
fine?
move and speak? Like, can I move and pray at the same time? Since praying was my last turn.
Yeah, you were praying earlier, but you had no visuals. So as you go downstairs,
Okay, so I can
uh,
continue praying and move.
you can pray as you're kind of moving down the stairs and then moving toward the southeast. But as soon as you go
Yeah.
into that southeast corner, your prayer is canceled, right? Or at least the monsters can't see you anymore because you'll be behind the stairs at that point. But maybe you will be able to scare them off before you reach that corner. Let's see. We'll see. So the
And
only
you
way
said
that you can
standing.
effectively turn them is if you stay at the bottom of the stairs, right? Compelling them from where they
Standing
can see you.
southeast, can I see the door?
You can see the south exit. That's about it. But you'll be behind the stairway. The stairs takes up the eastern half of the chamber, leaving very little space. So southeast and northeast corners are very bad positions, I guess, because they only allow visuals to the west.
Okay, I'm gonna go southeast and pray towards that door.
Okay, pray towards the south door. That's easy
Yeah.
for you to do. In case there's anything there, you'll provide security
And
on that door.
that way I do get out of the way for my comrades to get in, right?
Good, yeah. So moving to the southeast to pray toward the south exit. Okay. And then as you're going down the stairs doing all these things, Belnadis, you're next. You are able to start pushing forward since traffic is clearing up. Everyone's going down the stairs. As you make your way down to the bottom of the stairs, you're pretty much stuck here. Everyone has taken kind of a position. The only available position you can move to enter the chamber now is to step into the pit with Druni, right? It's a very tight. You can't really even stand there. There's like almost nowhere to stand in that area because there's him, one monster with him, and then below him, further downstairs, is another one. And the stairs are pretty small. It's a 3 foot by 3 foot space, pretty much, in a 5 foot by 5 foot slash 3 foot by 3 foot space. So,
So, what's behind me?
what's behind? What?
Like, what's behind me where I'm standing right now?
Oh, that would be upstairs, where one of your comrades are waiting to get down. Right? That's Callan. He's right behind you.
I'll stay where I am on guard and.
Okay, so you'll stay at the bottom of the stairs and you want to open fire. You can let loose a shot on the guy or the monster that's ticked. Either the monster that's afraid on Journey or the monster that's kind of below Journey down the stairs. But that one you don't have clear visuals. So if you fire at the one that's further down the stairs below Journey, if you miss, you'll hit Journey instead.
I'll hold them.
So you want to shoot the one that's closest to you, which is on top of Journey?
If I miss, will I hit him?
No. Or actually, either one, yeah, you might hit him because this one's back is to you. But if you fire past him, missing him, it would hit Journey, right? Because Journey's right behind it, right? Or no, actually no. No, this one, the one closest to you, you're flanking it pretty much. It came in from the north, so it's north of Journey, and you're east of it. So if you fire past it, it would hit the trapdoor, which is to the west.
Okay, I'll fire a shot then, since I have one ready. And can I also fire a second one, since I already had one equipped for my last turn?
Let's see. It's not exactly how it works. Um, but yeah, your bow is loaded already. You're a fighter. That's what it means. So fighters fire at the rate of 2 shots per round, right? You can fire twice per round since you're a fighter. You're trained at fighting. You have fighting skill. So yeah, you'll fire 2 shots this round. Let's see.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. Okay, so bows don't need to. You don't need to spend a round to reload a bow, except the crossbows. Crossbows, you have to spend a round to reload. Bows are quickly reloaded. Let's see.
Okay.
All right. So you're firing this arrow into one of these monsters, or yeah, that's your action. Missiles. Because you weren't able to go further down the stairs, Callan, you're at a choke point, right? Or you're choked up. You're still on the stairs. You can't really do much from here, but provide torchlight for the crew from the top of the stairs. So you're right behind Belnadis, who's at the bottom of the stairs. You're just around the bend, right? So right now you're toward the south, pretty much, and you can see the south half of the chamber. Is pretty much it. Otherwise, the stairs are blocking your north side or north view until Belnadis lets you into the chamber. So from here, do you want to just provide torchlight, or do you want to try something else? Callan?
Oh, yep, still providing torchlight.
Okay.
Not really much of a fighter at the moment.
Yeah, so you hold that light out, and you hold it toward the south so we can see into the south chamber, which reveals a similar sized chamber continuing south toward what you can see, a pit. Let's see, in that chamber, an open pit.
Don't look too good.
As you're doing this, Bulgash, right behind you, can't do much. He's just standing there waiting to go down, but he does go down the stairs as everyone starts to descend. Right behind him is Hillike, trying to get down there, and back to Comac. Comac, who fled to the southwest corner, or moved to the southwest, allowing of course Peter to move to the west, which is the south side of the chamber, so you can turn. Comac, on the other hand, providing torchlight with one hand, or no, both of his items are on the floor still, right? Because he was lifting the trapdoor. So the torch is on the floor, the pole is in the pit. This round he's equipping something. He's equipping his weapon, right? Melee weapon. So miscellaneous action for Comet. Okay. This round we're gonna start with any missile fire. So we're gonna start with Belnadis. Missiles go first at the start of the round. So Belnadis, 2 monsters are afraid, but one has disappeared toward the north. You open fire on the one directly west of you, very close. You get 2 shots off, +1 for close range. Your first shot is a, let's see, 10 plus 1, 11. I think that's still a hit. They're not very hard to hit. I'm gonna double check though. This thing is, it's an undead. It's a corpse. You fire on its position, and it's like, you easily kind of penetrate this thing with your arrow. Let's see. You've got a longbow beyond all this?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the damage. 5 damage so far. And I'm gonna roll the monster's hit points as a spirit possessed this corpse. It's 10 hit points, so it's a very strong spirit. The arrow goes right through its back, right, and it's still standing. We'll see. The spirit hasn't been released yet. Not enough pain was inflicted. Let's see. Alright, so this one took, again, was 5 damage, so it's pretty wounded, or pretty badly wounded at this point, halfway there. Your second shot, same one, right? Okay. 4, missed. -2 arrows. Okay. As you let loose your shots, we're gonna go into, let's see, movement phase. For movement, we saw Frigrid was able to move toward the north, turning toward the south, but we're just doing movement right now. So she moved toward the north. She's now to the north side of the chamber, facing south. And Peter moved toward the west, so he's in the south side of the chamber, facing north. And Vornin moved into the northeast corner of the chamber. That's pretty much all.
Yep.
And yeah, for now.
I think I told my men to come down the stairs too.
Yeah, well, they can't yet because there are people in the way. They're already trying, but there's people still in the way. Natea is, she managed to step toward the southeast corner, allowing, of course, our bowmen to take position and get those 2 shots off. And that's it for movement for our side. For the enemy, one fled the area, afraid, broken morale, right? It was turned. The other 2, one is broken, and the one that's broken, that got shot in the back at this point, tries to find a way out, right? It's like looking around back and forth in a lot of pain as it suffers this holy heat. And there's no way out, so he's just kind of standing there, not sure what to do. While that was happening, of course, the other one, still on the or at the feet of Journey, as Journey tries to maybe kick him off and further down the stairs. We go into melee combat. We're gonna start with Journey and the monster with him. Journey tries to kick this thing down the stairs, his first attempt. We're gonna roll force doors check on it. Alright, failed. Just kind of bumps it, right? Kicks at it, but it's not strong enough to force it back very much at all, right? Not enough weight at all. Applied to the monster. The monster, of course, follows up with a counterattack. Before that happens, there's initiative between him and it.
These are zombies.
Alright. Right, they always lose, yeah, so it's pretty slow. They're zombies, so it's trying to reach for him, but they're slow and clumsy, right? And he just kicks on it again. Okay. What's your strength?
Let me see. It's 11.
Okay, failed.
He's not strong.
So tried twice in a row, trying to kick this thing downstairs, and couldn't do it. The monster gets another attempt to get a bite into your legs, right, or your lower half.
Yeah.
Lands a hit and deals. Yeah, that's a hit, right? How much armor class you got?
I'm not wearing any armor.
He takes 7 damage this time. This time, right, as one is just kind of getting off of you and grabbing at its face, afraid of this holiness that was applied to it from the north. This is, of course, the holiness of our fragrant, who's trying to compel the other one chewing into you. The other one moved further up, right, and started chewing into you, or managed to grab or pull you onto the stairs, right, and just start chewing through your gut, pulling out potentially your intestines, making a saving throw versus death. Alright, 11, what's your save? It needs
I'm a dwarf.
Is that it 8 then, or?
A dwarf savers, yeah, so that's a pass.
Okay, so instead it only tore off some skin, right? It bites into your gut and peels off the skin of your belly, right, and your shirt. Okay, but you're wounded now. You're at 1 of 9 hit points, barely alive, wounded action.
And I have a permanent injury.
Yeah, you've got an torn belly at the moment, a hole in your belly.
Alright.
So, but no guts were pulled out quite yet. Let's see, just a hole. Alright, so we're at 1 of 9 hit points with torn belly, right? It's just opened, or open belly, which can be stitched up at some point, but it bit off a piece, right, of skin and maybe some muscle, right, whatever's there, to bite off on your poor dwarf. And then as it peeled that piece of flesh off of you with its teeth, this one that's just tearing you apart is the one that was burned, right, the scorched one. Let's see, so it's very violent. Okay. Our poor Journey is dying here. As that was happening, let me check for any other melee combat. There was no other melee combat this round, but there were many other people trying to turn these undead. Very good, being the first of them, right? Still concentrating her symbol against these things toward the south. 2d6. Success. Hit dice. And finally, suddenly her holiness shines brighter and is felt even harder against the monsters. And the one that just bit you finally feels it, right? Suddenly just like quickly twists and turns and starts to squeal up against the wall, trying to cover itself as it starts to burn and melt against the holiness, right? It tries to flee downstairs. Um, the one that's in with you, that was just having nowhere to go, is already descending. And of course, Peter is doing the same thing, turning them from the south. It's passing, and His Holiness is powerful enough. Together, him and her are flanking these guys, right? Crossfire with their symbols. They're kind of going back and forth, not sure where to go. And while they're in the middle of panicking, right, they're not sure what to do. Bruni's wounded already, but of course our fighter can take advantage of this. While our fighter takes advantage of this, you see the thief Colmac in the southwest corner equipped a weapon, and that weapon would have been his dagger. He would kind of step toward the pit, grab onto the scorched one, and drive his dagger through the back of its neck, backstabbing it as a thief would. While that was happening, Druni was holding onto his gut, probably, so it doesn't bleed, or he doesn't bleed out. And of course, the last fighter can just kind of finish off the last one, who is panicking in the pit, which is, that was our Belinades, right? You can shoot this guy dead, or you can take out your melee weapon and finish him. Let's see. Belinades, how did you want to finish him? Did you want to waste an arrow, or did you want to just melee it?
Can I like unequip my bow and equip my spear and attack all in the same turn?
Yeah, right now we're not in
should I-
combat. The enemy have already lost, so right now we're just executing them as they're like breaking down in fear, right?
Okay, I'll unequip my bow and I'll equip my spear.
Alright. One of the best ways to win a battle is breaking an enemy's morale. At that point, they just give up fighting, and then you just execute them and not have to struggle. The enemy are broken, right? So they're looking for a way out of this, and for some reason they don't descend the stairs. But maybe they would in the moment. It's just they're kind of stuck with Journey. And then of course Belinades threw his bow down, unslung his spear, pushed up against the last one, pinned him, right? Got some distance, and eventually drove his spear through it multiple times. The others might help out holding it back, but the enemy are killed. The clerics kind of turn toward the exits, and soon we have a cleric on each exit, if that's fine. You have one cleric facing north, which is maybe at this point Fragrid, right? You turn around, make sure to turn toward the north. We see, of course, the other cleric, who is Althea, turning toward the south, and we see the other cleric, Peter, turning toward the west, just in case, right? Keeping their symbols ready to compel any other evils down here. But the spirits have been dissipated. They leave the rotting remains. You can feel it, right? The presence of evil dissipates, and the room becomes normal temperature, right? It was really cold for a good moment, right? You guys were chilly. Now it's kind of back to normal temperature. The fighting is over, and there's one casualty. Journey is dying. He's got an open gut wound.
I got bandages.
Alright, you guys want to wrap Journey's wound? He's going to be dead in
Yes.
1d6 minutes if we don't wrap that.
Oh, we'll wrap it right now.
Okay. So
And
it's
then we'll
not a
send one of
very
the retainers with him
fast
back.
death wound since you made the save earlier. But yeah, you wrap that wound up as best you can. -1 bandage from Journey.
Okay.
Alright, as the battle comes to an end, you guys kind of recover, take your positions, and as things settle down, you guys want a moment to kind of just, as your characters rest, you can discuss. We'll take a small break. You guys can like discuss your plans moving forward after this combat. We have 2 kills, so the monsters' heads are worth the money at the temple, right? These are great undead, been marked with, you know, undeath, so their skulls should be worth something, or their heads.
So, is there like a symbol on their skulls that we can see so we can know for next time? Because I did not know fresh corpses could turn like that. So, are there symbols that we can see on them, or?
Yeah, they are symbols now. Looks like something, maybe a spirit, marked them. You see in their rotting flesh are strange runes and incantations just scarred into their rotting skin and flesh, right?
Okay, so next time we just need to look and see if we see any of those runes on them. Okay.
Yeah. Once they have these runes, then they can be possessed, animated.
Okay.
How
Thank
easy
you.
are they to see? Like, do we have to go up and closely inspect them, or are they kind of plain and visible from a distance?
Sometimes they're easily seen, but it depends. It really just depends on who decides to mark them, right? So the runes are usually at least visible, readable, right? So they're there. They're usually etched like all over the face, the cheek, the forehead, wherever skin can be marked, so that the runes are fully written on and can be used to animate dead.
Okay.
Does it
Mhm.
always have to be on the face because that's where their head is or their brain is? So it like takes over
Typically
their
it's there,
brain and
right? It might
movement.
be the whole body, right? Usually
Okay.
for stronger undeads, it will be the whole body. But in this case,
Okay.
there's just a few runes, enough runes to cast animate dead on these guys, right?
All right. So we're going into the 5-minute break now. You can.
Yeah, let's take a 5-minute break. Come back in 5.
Hey, Boomer, do you care about Journey at all?
I care about Journey.
Shut up, man. Boomer.
I do have a question, not for Ethan, just in general. The clerics, we all came with herbs, right? Like we all got herbs, or was it just me?
I have herbs as well.
Do you know
I
like
don't know
what
about
yours
Peter
are?
though.
Have you decided them?
No, I haven't really. Like, I heard some of yours. Sure, I've
Ain't no
down,
way,
like,
bro. That was
Okay.
bruh.
How about you, Peter? Have you decided your herbs?
I don't have herbs.
Oh, you didn't come with herbs?
No.
Ah,
Boomer, do you care about
Boomer.
Journey?
fucking loser.
Well, he's the son of Bruni, so you tell me.
Okay. We can use
Like, do you
some
want us
rolls
to
to get you
send
home.
him
We'll just
back or
send
do
you.
you?
We're gonna send him back regardless. But if he does run into a monster, I can. We can use the pay-to-win rolls to just budget and get you home with a retainer. Or you can go by yourself. I don't know how he's gonna let that happen.
Go
Or you
for
can
it.
just come with
Thank
us.
you.
Do what?
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 What'd you say?
I
Do
said we
you
can.
want to
We can send you home with a
back?
retainer, and we have pay-to-win rolls that we can fudge if you get into a wandering monster encounter. Or do you want to just keep going on the adventure while you're wounded? We're
Well,
still in the very first entrance.
Well, if I'm wounded, I think I could be instantly killed if I get attacked. So,
Yeah.
will I still get a share? Cause
Yeah. Fuck it. I don't care. I mean, it
okay.
depends on what we get out with. We're not probably. I don't know. I mean, we'll
Hell
still
yeah!
get a share
Can we
regardless. But
If you
can
guys
we
get
send
four,
him
if you guys
back
get
with
4
the skulls?
silver, if you guys get 4 silver, I get a share. But if you guys find 2K silver,
no, I was saying
I'm kidding.
backwards. If you get 4 share, you probably wouldn't get a silver. But if we get a big share, then you would get a share.
Can we send him back
Oh
with
no.
a skull? Like with anything?
Yeah, yeah, we can. I mean,
Okay,
Oh
so
yeah,
why
you
don't we
guys want
take
me to
this
bring
chance
the?
to
I could bring the skulls back to town. So
yeah.
if
yeah,
you guys are unsuccessful, at least I'll get out something.
yeah,
Yeah, we
that's
can
fine.
give you the skulls and do the zombie heads like sell for anything? 'Cause they also have
Yeah,
like
that's
the
what we're taking.
symbols.
That's what we're taking. It's the zombie
Yeah, and
heads.
I mean I did perform by roll.
Will the symbols make them
Yeah.
worth more?
That's the only reason they're worth anything is the
No,
symbol.
yeah.
I
Oh
think
really?
The
Wait,
symbols prove that they're
would
undead.
would zombie heads not be diseased?
they would be.
They're a fresh
They would
corpse.
be. They would be,
Still,
but
I mean, there's
just you
No,
can
it's a
zombies.
literally
week
just
old
They're week
corpse.
wash.
old.
You can
Yeah.
wash your bags and your clothing. So forget you could just literally just wash. So after an adventure, as long as you wash it, you really don't have to care about it. So
Why don't
Yep.
we just bring flasks of water with us, like down to the dungeon, so
holy
we can
water.
wash them there?
Because you don't need
I
to
mean, do
until you get
Water.
out.
Yeah, you don't.
I
You,
mean, okay.
it doesn't matter until you get out, and it's extra weight and this time extra money.
So our first thing we're gonna do is just go down. Like we're not gonna bother with anything
If
else.
Ethan
We'll
lets
just.
me, I could be a wandering. I could wait here. Could be like a wandering adventurer because I know he does that. If you die in the middle of the game but they're still alive. So, but I'm not dead. I'm just pretty much out of the game now.
How will you get back across the river anyways?
That's why I
There's
said we'll send a
two.
retainer with him.
Yeah, so the
Oh, yeah.
retainer can go with me, and then. But is the retainer gonna come back with you guys, or am I gonna have to walk all the way home with myself?
I think I'll go
He's
with you, Drew.
Vernon bowing out, dude. Fuck you, Vernon. Alright, no, that's fine. Yeah, so we'll just send Vernon and Druni back so Vernon doesn't die. And then the
Yeah,
rest of us
because he's
Vernon, what the level? No, you guys are gonna send the high level magic user.
well, he doesn't want to go down to level 2. He doesn't want to risk losing
He's
his character.
offering.
Oh, so he's chicken. Okay.
Yeah, he's bowing out. He's scared.
How many
But
levels in this dungeon?
So I feel
We
like
only know of 2 so far.
there's 2. Yeah, only so far. It has
Y'all
to
been playing
be.
for how long and you've
Big
only gotten
bricks.
2? Y'all are lame. What the fuck?
What?
Okay,
No,
well,
this is
no,
a
okay, well,
dungeon we've
you
never
go
been
down there.
to.
You go down there and map out the whole dungeon, please. You go down.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
will. Don't worry about it.
You'll fight all the monster layers and find level 3.
I will. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Yeah, I'm rooting for you.
Thank you, sweetheart. You're my favorite.
Yeah. All right. So we'll just
Oh,
grab the bricks, go down, prop it up, and I guess if I can just go. I want to immediately leave, but I guess we'll have the thief grab the bricks, and then we'll start heading down. The thief will close or brick it up behind us. Everybody good with that plan? Is all good with everyone?
no.
Alright,
All right.
it's
Well,
been
everybody
5
keep above
minutes.
Ven because Ven doesn't matter.
So let's resume
Okay,
our
so
adventure. Your characters have taken a turn to rest. It is now turn 4 in the dungeon. You've been in the dungeon for 40 to 50 minutes with your rest. So you took an early rest, so they won't have to rest until sometime during the next hour. But this is still the first hour. So sometime during turn 7 through 12, you'll rest. You've already rested sometime during turn 1 through 6. So you're pretty good on energy right now. Your men have had a good break, and they're ready to continue. We'll say during your break, of course, you had time to discuss and plan, but I'll say that you also were able to loot the area a little bit. Um, Actually, it will still take a turn. Who's willing to hack off these heads?
Uh, Vernon and Junie are gonna do it and then head out
Alright.
together. They're just gonna leave.
Also, furthermore, uh, as you guys drop the wounds of this Journey character, right, a dwarf, he was bit by a monster, right, directly. So there was indirect contact for some time, which is a 1 in 20 chance per round of contact.
Can I still have the anti-poison? I have like 3 of the antidotes. Could I use one on Druni?
That's for like venom.
That's
You're
for
bit by
poison, right? We're looking at infections here.
Does holy water work?
Deadly bacteria. It could, maybe. It's just water that's been blessed, so. Right. But it could clean it, possibly, right? A wound. If it's enough, right? A flask of holy water is not a lot of water, though. It's 1 pint. So if you had a paper cut or something, maybe. But this is a bite in his gut. Right, so there's teeth marks.
almost ripped out my.
It didn't go too deep, right? Just large teeth marks that pulled it out. He's
can we
lifted.
cut the skin where he was bit so so the infection doesn't spread?
It's already been wrapped, so if you want to take out the
Oh.
bandage, you have to put new bandages on, possibly. Or, nah, you wouldn't have to. It's just you can take off his bandages again and then put them back on. If you want to cut more of the flesh off, you could, but that's gonna cause him a lot of pain. Right, and he's already in a bad state.
Yeah, no,
So
we'll just send them back. It's fine.
Would herbs work?
herbs depends on what kind, right? Um, there are other things that can disinfect this, such as uh, there's medicine, there's wine, right? Medicine is usually painkillers or disinfectants, right? Um, in this case, you don't have medicine, but if you choose a proper herb that has disinfecting properties, then maybe. But
Get like rosemary or like. Yeah, does anyone have rosemary? There.
alright. Anyway,
Rosemary
though, let
doesn't
me
do
see if
that.
he's diseased or not. So the
Anyway, yeah.
indirect contact didn't disease him, but here's the direct contact. Direct contact was the bite. There's a 1 in 20 chance it did not infect him with the disease. Alright, he's infected possibly. Here's his saving throw versus disease.
There's a Walking Dead right.
Alright, he is infected, but
Okay.
it's not fatal, right? It's infected.
So
So
yeah, I just don't
it's
get
gonna
sick
cause
very
him a
much.
sickness. He's already starting to feel weak
Oh.
from the sickness. He'll be bedridden for a month from this infection, unless the infection can be
Oh.
cured. So
So if you pass the save, you're still bedridden.
yeah, you're still bedridden. If you fail it, you die in 1d6 days.
Oh, okay. I guess you changed it.
No, that's the default way. That's always been how it
Okay.
is. So it's either you die in 1d6 days or you're bedridden. That's it.
Oh, I thought that was like a 1 in 4 chance it's lethal. Never mind.
Well, yeah, there's a saving throw, and if you fail it, then let's see. Let me double check.
Yeah.
Saving throw
Because
versus
if you
disease.
fail, you get sick. Is what I'm hearing.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so if you pass it, yeah, I think you should be fine.
Yeah. So it's got a strong immune system.
Okay, very well then. It's not infected.
Hmm.
But let's see. There are other characters that were indirectly in contact with these monsters, such as Belenades, right, with his spear. You got pretty close to one. and your spear's got the blood on the end of it, so it's indirect contact with the spear. Okay, 1 in 20 chance of you exposing yourself to deadly bacteria, and you did not.
Like
You're
because of the
safe.
spear, even if it doesn't get on me? Wow.
You got pretty close to the monster, and as you carry your spear around, there's a chance that the blood from the spear, got somewhere else, right? So,
Okay.
but like I said, the 1 in 20 chance, super low chance, 5% chance of that happening, and it didn't. So that's indirect exposure. So direct exposure means it's almost guaranteed, and then indirect means it's almost guaranteed you don't get it, right? But there's still a slight chance of it happening. Okay, so you're fine. Everyone else is fine. No one else made really any real contact with these things. Whoever chooses to hack off the heads is making contact with these things, right? So, who would like to do it?
Since Brooding already passed his sickness check, does that mean he can hack the heads off? And since he's like pretty much immune to the sickness?
That'll be another check.
It's just another check, right? He just has a better chance.
Okay. So.
It doesn't mean he's immune. He just didn't get infected.
Does anyone have an axe?
Or a dagger.
I can just shoot him with my bow.
Just FYI, my retainers are not hacking off any heads.
How do you cut off a head by shooting it?
The easiest way you
I
might
can
do
just-
this
I
is
can just
someone
shoot the
uses their
neck.
tool. They're dead. We're trying to get the heads off, right? So someone uses their tool that they're willing to dirty up to hack off the heads, and then you take a sack if you have any sack. Use the sack to pick
I
up the
can use
heads,
my-
right? Like
I'll use my spear.
So I know someone in the party might have an empty sack. So
I have a sack.
is there stuff in it?
I can just put the bandages on my belt, right?
Do you have a pouch?
Well, can I just have them on my belt?
Okay, you can hang them from your belt, I suppose. Tuck them there,
Yeah.
or string them up. But then now they're exposed to bacteria, right?
Oh, all right. Well, in that case, I'll give them to someone else then. I'll give them to someone else. I'll put
To
them
bag
on
up.
my.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whose tool are we gonna use to hack the heads off, or weapon?
I'll use my
Your what?
my spear.
Do you have any other weapons?
Unless
Do we have a
Other than
blade,
your
like
spear?
a hacking weapon?
Yeah, that's
Spear
what I was asking. No,
is
I know
awkward.
what responded.
Did any of the courses have weapons that can be used for that, or would the weapons also be contaminated?
It would definitely be
Probably
contaminated.
contaminated. And you don't see any weapons nearby, sadly. The corpses are just
Can I
bones and flesh.
I mean I have a spear and a longbow. Can I just use my spear, or like let someone use my spear and then they just throw it away afterwards?
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay, yeah, I have a longbow. I don't really need my spear. Whoever wants to use mine, they can just take it and cut off the heads with it and just throw it away.
You can clean it later. So fire, purifies most of everything. So I think you can
Oh, we have
repair it.
torches, so we'll just hover we'll hover the spear over the head of the torch, and it'll burn it. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll
Okay, hack it off with your shit.
basically what you could do here, you take your spear. It's a slow and gruesome process, very gory, right? You carefully start to slice into the rotting flesh. It's kind of loose actually. There's maggots going in and out of it, the grayish, whitish, palish flesh, the blood blackened, right? And you go ahead, start hacking, slicing through human neck, seeing all the veins pop open, the skin tear right apart, the muscles, and eventually get to the bone, right? The spine. Uh, that is the nastier part. You start sawing through it with the spear, and the spear is pretty ineffective, right? Spears are not exactly the sharpest bladed weapons. They're pointy and sharp. They're not really good at sawing things like this, right? So for the most part, you actually just manage to just kick it in, right? You take your boot, you just keep kicking the neck in until it snaps, right? The bone. It's a nasty sound, but you guys hear the weakish kind of rotting bone kind of snap apart, right? The marrow is exposed now, and you get two skulls at that point. You've managed to finally peel off the heads, right, with your spear and your boot, and then you could just wash these things later. But indirect exposure is not, you didn't get any indirect exposure from that, unless you start licking your hands or something. I don't know. But then you take, of course, the sack that Journey gave you. Journey, who'd you get the bandages to?
I'll give them to Peter.
Peter, do you want them?
The bandages, they're not like contaminated or anything, right?
No.
Alright,
Okay,
but
yeah,
if
then
you
we'll
take
take
them,
it.
where are you gonna put them, Peter? Because you have no bag. Or do you?
Oh,
Yeah,
he
you do
doesn't
have
have
a
a
bag.
I do, yeah. I have a
Yeah, you've got
backpack.
that small hammer and spikes. Okay, he takes it. It's 3 pounds of bandages. Or no, 2.
2, yeah, because one's wrapped around me.
Okay.
Do our
Alright.
clothes not have pockets?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, you got
You have a belt
trousers.
though.
Yeah, you got a belt too. Let's see. Pouches are a separate item that you have to purchase. Okay, so Peter, you got the bandages. Journey, you lost your bandages.
Deacon, how
Journey,
much game
Okay.
time do we have left?
you lose your sack too. Game time, we've been playing since about 2 a.m.
Wait,
So we've got an hour left.
Okay.
wait, I lose my sack, you can?
Yeah, you gave it to freaking Belenades just
What?
now.
I was given just the
No, not
bandages.
me. No, he gave it to
Yeah,
Peter, not me.
yeah, I
I
gave the
don't want the
bandage.
sack. I just want the bandages.
Yeah,
Okay, well, who is grabbing the skulls then?
me, I'm gonna take
Oh,
them
okay,
back with me
okay.
when I
So
head
you have
back
the
to town.
sack. You take the sack and you pick up those 2 rotting skulls, right? Marked in runes.
Hmm.
Uh, using the sack to pick it up, right? The inside of the sack to pick it up so that nothing's exposed on the outside. You're careful about it. You know how to do this. Alright, heads are in there, and there was no exposure to, um, anything else. These are high quality sacks. They're not your standard linen sacks. That's why they're so expensive. 1 silver for a leather sack, right? So it's a really good sack. It's almost waterproof, right? Pretty much. And so the blood shouldn't soak through, for the most part. Let's see.
I could
Alright,
thoroughly wash it anyway.
yeah, you can
Apologies
wash it
for the
later.
interruption. I'm gonna actually have to take my leave. Something came up. I wish
Oh,
you all the best. I
alright.
hope everything goes well. Try not to get infected. Try not to lick any bloodied swords. I know it's very tempting, but still. Anyway,
Have a good night.
I. Yep. See ya.
See ya. Alright, you know what that means. Morale's broken for Callan. Right, he's
He's just
standing
gonna
on the
go back
stairs
with.
and he kind of sits down, shakes his head, from the gruesome sight. What's going on, right? He's not able to keep moving after this. He's stressed out after seeing one of his own guys saw at someone's head that was a person at some point with a spear. All right, your spear that you used is pretty dull now. You want to just toss it to the side, or do you want to keep it for later? You can clean it off and sharpen it again. So, Belinades is up to you. Do you want to keep an infected or, a diseased spear with you, or just toss it?
We're gonna burn it on the torch.
Melt it
Do we
against
have
the
any
torch?
torches lit right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, I'll go over to the torch carrier and I'll put the spear over it for a while.
Alright, it will disinfect it as you cook it over this. Do you want to just put it directly in the fire? That will get it done quickly, but you will damage the spear in doing so. The other way is you slowly cook it over the torch. This will take a while, but you will disinfect it. But, get it to a very high temperature. It'll take a long time though.
After we get back to the village and leave this area, can I like sharpen my spear?
Yeah. You can
Okay, I
repair
guess
it,
I'll
get it
just
a new haft as well.
Alright,
So,
I'll just put it right in the fire.
okay. You put it directly in the fire. The lower part, or the haft, can be replaced. The spearhead, right, is being burned. So what the fire does is it will disinfect it as you put it directly in the flame, but it also softens up the metal, which makes it dull, right? Doesn't destroy it or anything, right? But you'll need intense heat to destroy it. It's just a normal torch flame. So you definitely disinfect it. You definitely damage the haft and disinfect the haft. It takes about a turn to disinfect your spear. So while he was in the middle of after he finished, of course,
Oh,
looting the heads, the rest of you guys were just
he can.
posting security. What was that? Go ahead.
Instead, can we start filing down the tunnel while he does that with like one person at the back? So if something does come, they can just go down the tunnel.
Hmm? Like,
Like, can we go down the hatch while he's burning it, so that if something shows up, he can just jump down the hole and come with us?
oh, you guys
Guys,
want to
be
go down
careful.
the stairs?
Those zombies
Aren't
might
we
Yeah.
shoot.
heading back to the boats? Like, wasn't I heading back to the boats with you?
Yeah. Me and
Yeah,
Orton.
because
Alright,
you're
so
about to do a
before he
wandering
started
monster
to
check.
clean his spear off, you guys were all just kind of providing security, right? Just standing around watching him or watching the exits. Now we're
Yeah.
done doing the heads. Now he's trying to cook his spear. You guys want to take action while he's cooking his spear, right? To not waste time.
Yes.
Alright.
Yes, because you're gonna do a wandering monster check while he's cooking his spear, and I am not gonna be in this tiny room again for
Yeah,
another
this room
clusterfuck.
is not good, right, for a large group. If you guys were a small force, then it might be decent. but a large group like yours is at a disadvantage in such a place. Alright,
Yep.
so by the time he was done looting the heads though, it became turn 5. Let me do a wonder monster for turn 4 to 5 actually.
Oh,
Okay, it was
fuck.
quiet. Now it's turn 5. Turn 5 to 6 is the turn in which you would disinfect the spear. But this is the turn you want to get your party moving down the stairs, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you get into formation, you're ready to go down. One of the guys have fallen out of formation. Right, he's too tired or afraid to go on. This is Callan. He's on the stairs still. He's a torchbearer.
Mhm. And
You guys want to take his torch?
Yeah. No, we're gonna have
Nice.
Belnades do it, so he can just cook his own fucking spear in the back.
What
of
did you
the
call me? What did you just call me, boy?
Belnades, whatever the fuck.
Belnades.
Belnades, yeah.
Yeah, fuck you, okay.
Alright, so Belnades, you want to take the torch and you can just kind of cook it as we go.
Yeah, I can do it as we walk, I guess.
Okay. Belnades, torch and spear.
And Bruni and Warren are flaying.
Alright, Callan is broken, out of action. Bruni is wounded in action. Are we leaving
Not
Bruni
Bruni,
with
Druni.
Callan, or do you guys want to take him with you guys?
Not Bruni, Druni. Yeah, sure,
Druni,
we'll take him with us.
Alright,
Yeah.
Druni
Yeah.
keeps going. If Druni goes with you guys, he moves at half speed. Because he's wounded.
No.
No, he's leaving. Juni's leaving.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm taking Journey with me.
Oh, Vornan, you guys split in the party?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with Journey and 2 of my retainers.
Okay,
And
well,
the
Thief
you'll
thief
need a
as well.
torchbearer then. If you're gonna leave.
Can we keep the thief, Brennan?
I don't know. To
Well,
be
we
honest,
really
it's a
need a
lot of
thief
money,
to prod.
and if you guys are careless with them, then I feel it's kind of unfair. I did spend a lot of them, so I'm gonna take them.
Okay, can we take his prodding stick then, at least?
Yes, you can take that.
Okay.
Okay, well, who wants to take this pull then?
I can take it and I'll switch it out with my bow.
Okay, so pull in, simple. Alright, let me erase it from his sheet and put it on yours then. Comac loses the 10-foot pole. And gives it to Fragrant.
Yeah, if you guys survive, I'm expecting it back.
Okay. So you get the pull now, Fragrant. You want to stay in, you want to move to first rank? Since we're sending Journey away.
I'll move first.
Okay, you become the new first rank.
Yeah, we're sending Journey and I'm going away.
Alright, so we'll start with the party retreating then, and then we'll get into the more important action after. The party retreating include Journey and all the retainers, right? One torchbearer, which is Comac, and then Vornan. Vornan, you want to take your men upstairs?
Yes.
Alright, you go up these stairs. When you get to the top, you're in the ruin, right? There's one exit to the west. You want to leave or something else?
Leave.
Sorry?
There's one exit to the west. What's your move from here?
I'm taking the exit to the west.
Alright, you're on
And
top
I'm
of the
going
island.
south down the hill.
You went south?
Yes, south down the hill.
Okay, you went south down the hill. You're not there. Oh wait, Journey, you're there. Yeah, you can speak if you want.
Wait, we came from the north, right? Yeah. So, what are you doing?
So are we going
Sorry?
south or north then?
What are you doing? We came from the north.
We came from the north, but we have to move south to get back the way we came, no? Wouldn't it be inverted?
We're gonna...
You came.
No. If we came from the north, then we're gonna go north to get out.
It's south to get out, I'm pretty sure.
What? So, okay, Ekin, we're gonna... Or at least Juni will move north, and I'll be careful to avoid all
You want
the
to split up?
Well, that's where Juni's going.
Alright, Journey's headed north then. Vorna, what do you think?
I
Wanna go with
remember
him,
it
or
being south.
He's weak and
I'm
wounded,
gonna take
right?
my retainers and go south, but I think Juni should come south. Let's see what's south first, and then we can always go back north.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay. I'll go with him.
Alright. So your men begin to move southward, down the hill.
Yeah. If we see any bones, we'll be careful to avoid them.
Okay. Halfway down, you do see some bones in the woods. Eventually, you get to the south side of the hill, right?
Are there any boats here you can?
So you're on the south side of the island, and you see no boats here.
Yep.
Okay, I think we're
Alright.
going north. Sorry.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna move clockwise along the shore, Hekin, until we end up on the north side of the island.
So you want to go west?
Yeah, along the shore. We're gonna follow the shore until we run into the boat.
Alright.
Yeah,
Well, the
west.
shore west continues west for a little bit, then goes north and then east. Is that fine?
Yeah.
And that's when you see the boats on the north side of the island.
Okay.
2 rafts and 1 canoe. Which one do you guys want to use to get back? All 3 or just 1 or 2?
The rafts are safe, right? We can
I
just
will
take
take the
several.
canoe and then just Actually, wait. Yeah, I think we should take the canoe.
Yeah, that's yours, right? Or no, that you gave
Oh
that
yeah.
to you gave that to Peter, didn't you?
You gave
So,
it to Peter. Peter owns it.
I mean, if you use the canoe, basically what's the only difference that the canoe, by the time you guys are done crossing, the canoe will be on the north side. That's it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So you guys use canoe back and forth, eventually getting everyone across. And when you're done, the canoe's on the north side of the water, naturally. From here, what do you guys want to do? Grab your horses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then make your way
Yeah,
back
grab.
home? Or something
Yes,
else?
northwest.
Northwest, up the river?
Yes.
Okay, rolling to see if anything happens on your way back. Alright. You guys get out of this adventure alive. With some
Thank
loot.
God.
Alright. Back to the main party,
Oh.
right? So the party's split up now, but one party will make it home, and the other party continues.
So
For the
we can
remainder
have
of the adventure, you guys are welcome to set out then, at this point, since you guys have left the adventure.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you. The rest of you, you're still in the dungeon. So, back to where you left off. It looked like you guys descended the stairs, right? You went down the stairs in marching order. Your new marching order is, of course. So, we lost Journey. He's gone, right? He's gone home.
Mm-hmm. And born in all the
And
retainers.
Warren went home too. And all the retainers. So now it's Fragrid, Peter, Nathea, Vilnades. That's all that's left. Callan's on the stairs still, afraid to move. So 4 guys left. Is this fine?
We took Callum with us. Remember?
I don't remember.
Talon was never here. That's a Yubi. Talon was never here.
Callan. We took Callan.
Oh,
Callan.
Callan. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
The
yeah,
guy who
yeah,
broke
Callan.
down.
Yeah. And you heard us, right?
Yeah, they did say they were taking him with them.
Yeah. You can check you want to, after this, you can check the body. What we said. At least I specifically said we were taking.
Right. Did I say it? I don't remember if I said it or not. I know I said the retainers went.
They did say they were taking him.
Okay. I'll go with it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright.
Usually if I don't say it, it didn't happen, right? So even if you say you're doing something, it doesn't mean it happened. Unless, like, I said it happened, right? So,
Okay.
like, you could whisper in the background something, and if I didn't hear it, actually didn't happen, right? So, I have to say it in order for it to confirm that actually happened. So, you could say all these actions, right? But if I don't hear it or say it back, then it didn't happen. Okay, continuing forward. 4 of you descend at the stairs. The marching order is Fregrid in the front, Peter second, shining a torchlight ahead 5 feet. And behind him is Naldea, behind her is Belinades. Okay. Is that fine? 4 guys.
Yeah, am I still cooking my spear to get the disease off?
Yeah.
Or am I done?
You're not done. You just started.
Okay, okay.
Yep. Alright. So, we're going down the stairs, right? Because we put a pause on your guys' scene to finish up the other party scene, getting them home. So now we're on your scene, back in time, right? This is what you guys were doing while they did that. So, you guys went downstairs, the stairs descended, and take you down into a chamber that continues toward the east. It's a very small chamber. It's scorched, or not exactly scorched, but corroded. You went across multiple skeletal remains, melted skeletal remains. When we got to the bottom of the stairs, there's only one exit to the east leading to a corridor that goes north and south. There's
Okay,
a
we're gonna
open
head north.
pit to the direct east.
Yeah, we're gonna head north, avoiding the pit. All prodding.
Alright. prodding carefully. It's just at the moment, Fragrant at the front by herself. Is this fine?
Yeah, and I have a torch right behind her.
And you watch ahead. Fragrant, you're poking at that floor carefully and quietly, but you're still making noise, right? Because the prodding is making noise. The wood against the stone as you tap,
Yeah,
trying
I'm
to see if the
prodding
floor is
that
hollow or
I
not.
still have my symbol in my other hand,
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
just in case.
All right. So you prod, and we're exploring, around that pit toward the north. Then we enter into a 10-foot wide corridor, 8 to 10 feet tall, and continuing north. We've explored 10 feet before we see something up ahead. So we're moving. We've only moved 10 feet from the pit, and the next 10 feet of corridor, there's something there. It
What do we
appears
see?
to be coffins along the walls, east and west. One coffin on either side.
Do they have the lids on?
No, they're closed.
Okay, Althea, can you get your garlic out?
I have peppercorn, not garlic. Both of them serve the purpose of repelling evil, though. And they also
I
say
should have
peppercorn does
garlic.
protection.
Okay, Fragrance, pull your garlic out, please.
Okay.
Alright,
Are you
Fragrant
sure?
pulls the
I
garlic
guess you do
out.
have your symbol. I'll put my
Yeah,
symbol
I have
away
my symbol. I have my
and
symbol right
grab all
behind
my
you,
garlic then.
and Nalthea has a symbol behind you as well. So we have 2 symbols ready if mine fails.
Alright.
Okay, well, Fragrant, you put your symbol away, you pull out some garlic in the other hand.
Okay. Do you guys want to just immediately burn the boxes, or do you want to open them to see if we get loot first? Because we burn the boxes, we have a chance of destroying any loot that's in them. But there's 95% chance either like a Draugr or some fucking crazy shit
I
in this
could
And keep in
box.
cast
mind,
it
you
with the
only see
pole.
5 feet ahead, right? So you only can see 5 feet ahead right now. And you just see the start of some coffins. There could be more, right? You only see 2 at the moment.
If you move up to beside me so I can see
I'll
the
walk up.
coffin, I can poke it with the 10-foot pole.
Don't poke
So
the
we can have some distance.
sucker.
Wait, can we not cast detect? Can we not cast detect on it?
We don't have any mages now because Vernon left, and the other mage that we had that was level 1 with us also left, and then the other dude left as well. So
Don't worry,
it's
don't
just...
worry. I'm a mage at heart. I can cast detect.
yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Well, we're gonna have Belnade. Or we're gonna. I guess we'll do time to discuss. We'll have Belnades ready as bow, facing the opposite direction. We'll have me and Nathalia with our. I have a torch and a symbol, and Nathalia will just have her spear and her symbol. And then Bix will have garlic and her symbol.
I have holy water hands, should I not?
Alright.
Oh. Wait, how do you have what? You should have a garlic and a symbol.
Okay. Let's go back over the list then. Starting with Fragrant, you're in the very front. Right now I've got listed, you've got the pullout and your garlic. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So she's got her little garlic out and her pull. And then Peter, you're in the second rank. You've got a torch and symbol out. Is that correct?
Yes.
Alright. And question?
I was gonna say, can Althea move up to second rank with me?
Sure. Naltia, you want to do that?
Sure.
Alright, your second rank. And you have a symbol and what else? You want your holy water out too?
Is that a good idea?
Holy water is pretty darn effective against undead. But it's
It
one use,
counts
right?
against vampires as well, right?
Yeah, that's undead too.
Yeah, I'll get my holy water out.
Okay. She got the holy water grenade. Okay. But nowadays you've got spear and torch out. I'm at third rank now since there's a gap. So you close it. You're third.
Is it still cooking?
No, you're done now.